You've seen him for years as Hollywood's bad guy on TV and in movies. Now, listen to him right here. Here's your host, the multi-talented Jasper Cole.
Woo-hoo! All right. Howdy, 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 and welcome to On the Set with Jasper Cole. That would be me, Mr. Jasper Cole, your host, coming to you live from Sunset Gower Studios right here in Hollyweird, California, on this end of Passover, post-Easter, because, this is our Sunday worship service.
End of spring break.
We are one denominational, come as you are, basically,
Right.
as long as you bring money and put it in the put it in the plate, right?
Right.
But that's why we weren't here last week, because we're Christians and Jews.
Yeah.
And we honor Muslims, sort of, and everybody else.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, before we jump right in, I always forget to say, please follow us on Facebook at On The Set with Jasper Cole. Twitter is On The Set W Jasper. And then there's my website, jaspercole.com. And, you can come to my P.O. box and whatever. It's really all about Jasper. So, and then also our sponsors, Wayman Productions, Imagine That Entertainment, and Tyrone Artworks. So we got that right out of the way.
We did.
Big shout out to Mr. J.W. Williams, Mr.
Yes.
John Williams. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good to see you. Thanks for showing up.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to be with you guys.
Thank you. It's only once a month, so I could drag
Needs
my
to be more
ass
often.
here.
I think it will be soon, right?
Oh, yeah. We're going to announce that
that's
later,
right.
right?
Oh.
Well, that beautiful voice you hear is our entertainment dish with Dara
Jasper.
Zane Scully,
Hello,
Dara.
Planet Eartha.
Oh, look at
all the way from Orange County.
From Orange County.
And as you know, we call her the Duchess, but today she brought the king.
I did.
She brought the ruler, the patriarch of the family, Mr. Kevin Scully.
Calvin.
Mr. Calvin Scully. That's his stage name.
Yes.
He's off
Yes.
camera.
He's
Come
on
in and
camera?
sit. No, he's off camera. He can come in
Oh,
and
right.
say,
He
peep
can't
his
be
head in.
seen. Yes.
Yes.
Speaking of people that shouldn't be seen, but for some reason
But
I
only
can't
her.
seem
But
to
only fucking her.
get rid of her. Oh God, here we go. Please, and it was her birthday this week, so let's please say hi to my way too gay sidekick, Miss Ralph Cole Jr.
Hello, Planet Earth. These are from Dara. For my birthday, thank you, Dara. I very much.
Wow.
I very much.
You're welcome.
I very
You're
much appreciate
welcome.
it. And then Jasper, surprisingly, got me
Yes.
this lovely box of chocolate.
Yes.
It's a
So
re-gift,
So that,
but it's okay. At least
I hope nobody
It's fine,
recognizes
yeah.
it.
I tell you,
They're
I
totally
tell
fresh,
you,
though. No.
I haven't touched them.
listen, we were off last week for Easter, but I wanted to bring to everyone's attention
Yes.
that today is actually Eastern Orthodox.
Greek
Sunday.
Orthodox.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Yes.
by the way, so
I did see that.
Yeah, so let's
For all of our Greek passive,
For all of our
active
Greek
friends.
friends.
exactly. But we are glad.
Shout out.
Wow, you
Ouch.
are old school.
Ouch.
Nobody
Now
Ouch.
that really
Now
fun
listen to
new
that.
voice
Listen to that,
that
real
you've never
voice.
heard
This is a
before on
radio
our show.
voice.
It's a veteran.
That
Go
goes
ahead,
with-
Ralph.
Well, I mean, he is a veteran.
Yeah.
You guys will know him as Johnny Wendell,
Yes.
and we'd like to welcome him today as our special guest co-host.
Oh,
Yes,
hey,
indeed.
Johnny.
Johnny.
Our Johnny Angel Wendell.
It could be either or both. Yes.
Johnny, I thought I was Jamaican with a lot of jobs, but you, I think, you've got more jobs than anyone.
Jamaican with a lot of jobs implies odd jobs. I do
No.
even ones.
You've got
Okay.
a lot of careers happening.
Yeah.
No, I'm a
You're a-
musician. I write. I act. I've acted in a job with
Yes.
you. Yeah.
You're a veteran radio
What did you
host.
guys do together?
We were on a direct TV spot with Rob Lowe, which was recently pulled.
Right.
Excellent. Congratulations on
Well-
the booking and the shooting.
Oh, yeah. No,
but
it was fantastic.
explain the pullout.
Jasper.
Well,
The
that's a whole
pullout,
other
wow.
show.
Why'd they pull out?
It's a whole nother
Okay.
show.
Ouch.
No.
Not enough lube.
Supposedly.
Okay.
Ouch.
Supposedly,
Happy Jesus Day.
Comcast
Right.
went to the Better Business Bureau, and they said that DirecTV's claims of poor fidelity and bad service were inaccurate and in violation of standards. And DirecTV decided to comply with the Better Business Bureau's wishes by pulling the
I
commercial.
thought it was so quick. You'd think they have some sort of court hearing. I
No.
mean,
Oh, no.
So quick.
Do you think it's Comcast's just their power, the power they have?
No, I think for one thing, it was about to run its course
Right.
anyway. Secondly, they figured this: why fight this?
Right.
Why waste money on attorneys? Why have hearings? Also, this is bad publicity. This is bad juju, bad karma, whatever you want to call it. Take it out. Also, remember, DirecTV got an enormous amount of publicity
Huge.
for nothing. This was you and I were all over Good Morning America, a few days ago, right?
I didn't even
ugly
know that,
kissers
but
were
yeah.
everywhere.
Wow.
Okay?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Because of the
No.
controversy.
Oh, it was unreal.
And
Every
for-
woman I ever slept with was instant messaging.
Me too.
Yeah.
I hope so.
There you
So
go.
you got one
For
instant
child
message.
support.
But the
Moral support or immoral support is the question.
But also, the DirecTV sales were way up from this campaign.
enormous.
Yeah.
It was gigantically popular.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I wish the checks were still coming in.
Well-
I was racing to my agents every week
I
picking
know.
up the ducats.
We
It was
did well,
great.
didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, knock on Formica.
Right.
Right. More to come, though.
My own head.
Excellent.
More to
Thank you.
come.
Yes, I hope
But now,
so.
where can people follow you on social media? Do you
Johnny-
allow that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Johnny A. Wendell on Facebook, Johnny A. Wendell on Twitter. Those are the best places. Johnny Angel Wendell at bandcamp.com. That's for music. And you can always find me by Googling the name of my first novel, which I'm holding
Hold
in
it
my
up
grimy
to the
little hand
camera,
right here.
looking
Isn't that
for
beautiful?
Lady
Purple and
D.
yellow.
Yeah.
Looking for Lady D. It is the first and only punk rock mystery in history.
Wow.
Rhymes.
Wow.
like
What
that.
took people so long?
Probably because there's nothing mysterious about punk rock. I have no idea.
Well,
Okay.
Speaking of punk rock,
Congratulations, John.
Yeah,
Thank you,
congrats.
Ralph.
Spell
Appreciate
Wendell,
it.
please, for our audience.
Wendell. Wendell.
Is that short for anything?
No, it was the first name of Republican presidential candidate Wendell Willkie in 1940, for whom I am named.
oh, look at
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Being a big liberal Democrat that you
being
are.
liberal independent. Please.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. Go Hillary.
Hey,
we can talk about that
We can
too.
talk about that
Yeah.
later. No, my dad was an absolute diehard conservative Republican,
Oh.
and I was the great disappointment of,
Of
his
course.
life.
Welcome to the club.
These things happen.
We can all relate to that.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
But people also know you from your prolific radio career.
Yes.
And they can listen to you every Sunday night and one Saturday.
Every other Saturday,
Every-
generally.
And tell us where.
KEIB, AM 1150, The Patriot.
And people have heard you on KFI 640.
Yeah, AM 640. More stimulating.
talk radio.
Talk. No, just
Oh,
talk.
Oh, you know
Stop.
what? You know what I can't stand when they go, we'll be right back with KFI. It's like, why are you saying it so it's silly?
Well, the thing is,
I bet you didn't do that.
No, you're not supposed to talk in that fake radio
Yes.
stentorian,
Yes.
jacked up on amphetamine type
Yes.
voice.
Agree.
You just talk in your natural
I
voice.
agree.
Otherwise, people think that you're a fucking idiot.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So why
Which
do
I
it?
do.
Yeah. Sorry.
Do you know Lisa Ann Walter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Lisa's
she's
great.
a good
Yeah.
friend of ours, and
Yeah.
especially she and Ralph go back
Oh,
all the way
she's-
to New York.
Yeah, I loved Lisa. She was
Yeah,
great. It's
I
always
loved
good
her
to,
show.
It's good to see her on Sundays, but she has departed for other climes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was always good to see her. You know.
So now, Johnny, Mr. Wendell,
Yes, sir.
we know. I know you're from Massachusetts.
That's right.
Worcester.
From what? Worcester.
What?
What the hell
I
is
was
that? What
waiting for
language
it.
is that?
Worcestershire?
Anyway?
Worcester.
From Worcester. What? Wormtown?
Look at him.
No,
Let
I'm
him
from
go.
Boston.
You're
No.
from Boston. I'm kidding. I
Yeah.
know.
Worcester.
Yeah, you're from Boston, and
Yeah.
how did this whole thing happen for you with music? Did music start first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the punk rock thing caught me up when I was a kid. And my first band did fairly well. The second one did well. Third one did well. But I was tired of living in the Northeast, and I moved out here. And I realized that to be really successful in the arts means that you have to make a living in the arts. And so I started writing. I wrote for the LA Weekly for many
Right.
years. And then when I decided I didn't want to try to be a rock star anymore after I turned 40, when the Grim Reaper landed
Wow.
on me in a manner of speaking, one of my friends said, "You're in Los Angeles. You're photogenic. You should be an actor." I went to an agent. They said, "Yeah, by all means, you're perfect
Wow.
for us." I booked on my first job.
And that's how the acting started.
That's how the acting started. I just wanted to make money, you know.
I think that's very practical.
And the radio thing was completely back-assed. There was a guy that used to engineer my sessions when I was a musician, and he was amazed that I would hold forth about everything and nothing in between takes and
Right.
crack up my bandmates. And he called me one day and he said, "There's a opening on weekends at KFI." And I said, "To do what? Sweep the floor? What do you want me for?" And he told me, and they brought me in. And I had never, ever heard talk radio. I had no interest in people talking. I like music. Other people's opinions, fuck them. I don't care. So they asked me a bunch of questions, and I batted them back. And they said, he's sufficiently charismatic and loquacious. And they put me on in 2 days, and I've been on ever since.
What year? How long ago was that?
That was 2 weeks before my son was born, 2002.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was amazing. He was born a week after I started there, and a week after I did a job for Prestone Antifreeze, which paid for his birth.
Wow.
It's like everything exploded.
So you started the acting around the same time?
Acting I started around 97, 98,
Okay.
and radio was 2002.
But the music has continued.
Always.
Right.
Well, I took a long time off.
Right.
I think a lot of people, they push too hard, they press, they keep trying to come up with new stuff, they immerse themselves in it, and they lose their inspiration, they lose their muse, they have nothing to say, and they keep saying it anyway.
Right.
And with me, I have nothing to say. But then when the recession hit really hard in 2009, all of our jobs,
Right.
everyone dried up. It's like, I got to do something. I'm losing my mind. I started hearing melodies again. And, I did a Kickstarter thing and raised a ton of money, made a record, put bands together, and play. And it's amazing. You never really ever forget. It's sort of like masturbation. Once you learn how, you never forget.
Can't stop.
Yeah,
Right.
right. It's
Right.
endless. Yeah.
Right, Dara?
Huh?
From a female
Did I hear
point of view.
Nordstrom?
No,
I heard-
no,
yeah.
the halo
You
fell
heard
off of her head.
Macy's.
Ah.
Macy's.
Nordstrom.
Oh, Nordstrom.
Okay.
Macy's is that too low
No,
brow?
Macy's is good. Actually, lately it's Ross
you
for
do
less.
know you're just paying retail is just pissing money out the window.
I
right?
go to Ross for less a lot.
Yeah, and Target.
It's like
$20.
she has a giant G on her forehead for Gentile, and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah. Wow.
Big J here, so yeah.
So you just mentioned earlier you have a new residency for your band?
Yeah, every second Monday of every month at Lincoln Hops in Atwater Village.
Right, in the hood.
In the hood, in the hizzy, in the barrio.
What do
Yeah.
you do in the band?
I'm the lead singer, the guitar player, and the instigator. I'll post this to anybody who asks. Our last set we did was about 35 minutes long, and the between song patter is better than the music. It's ridiculous.
How many band members? How many?
It varies.
Oh, okay.
It's sorted down to whoever shows up.
I love that.
It can
But
be
you can do it by yourself if
Yes,
you have to?
I can, but I don't like to.
Right.
Ideally, I would really like to have 10 or 15 people on stage and have it be pure chaos and anarchy with me at the head of it. That's my wet dream musically.
well, then going back to when you were starting out, who were your inspirations for music?
When I started playing music?
Yeah, back in Worcester.
Back in Boston? Fuck you, Jasper. You're not that far away. I can hop right over this table and throttle you. I'm going to pick Ralph
Is
up
that
and
like
throw him
saying
at you.
like Silmar, or is that like
No, saying Worcester to somebody from Boston is like saying to somebody who's from Silver Lake, hey, it's really cool that you're from Corona.
Corona?
Yeah, it's like Corona's awesome.
Ouch.
Palmdale.
West Covina rocks, doesn't it? Right?
Okay.
No, so when we started, our primary influences were the girl groups of the 60s, the 50s, people like Buddy Holly, but mostly our twin inspirations were the New York Dolls and the Ramones.
Oh, the Ramones, yeah.
And we did many gigs with the Ramones and members of the New York Dolls over the years. Wow. So, yeah, I outlived all four of the original Ramones.
That's good.
What was that whole period like for you? I mean, this was in the 80s?
Well, it was in the late 70s, and as I say in my book,
right?
Looking for Lady D, which explains at length. Looking
so we're
for
not
Lady
going
D.
to don't give too much away because they're
Okay.
going to have to read the book.
They're going to have to read the book.
Fuck
They're
them.
gonna-
Go
they're
buy
gonna
the
have to
goddamn
buy
book,
the damn.
piece
It's
of
only
shit.
$3.
Is it on Amazon?
It's on Amazon.
Oh
it's
yeah,
on
tell
Nook.
us where it's at. Yeah.
It's all you could do is Google looking for
Google it.
Lady D.
How long
D.
were you writing it for?
A month.
Wow.
I wrote it in about
So now
3
you
weeks.
can spit out another
Oh,
one.
Johnny, don't work too hard.
Well, I
That's amazing.
I was told by Jerry Stahl, who's one of my
Yes.
writing gurus. He said, "Your first draft, do what Hubert Selby said: puke it out.
Right.
No
Just
holds barred.
put it all out there.
Just did. And then I looked at it, and it was chaos, and it sucked. And I just rewrote the thing from scratch in 3 weeks. So it was about 6 weeks. Mostly, it's a memoir of my time in punk rock with a parallel story about my unrequited love for Ms. Lady D herself and the mystery of what happens with us. And it's real good and it's real short. And you'll enjoy
So it's
it.
fictional, but it's sort of
true.
loosely based, or
Yes, it
very
is.
loose.
Lady D is not the wife.
No, Lady D is not the wife. My wife and Lady D have never met.
Does Lady
Okay.
D know she's Lady D?
I'm not going to say.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe she's watching or listening.
I doubt that, but okay, sure.
Now, remind everyone you're also doing a book signing on the 16th.
On the 16th at La Luz de Jesus in Los Feliz, California.
La Luz,
La Luz de Jesus.
It's an art gallery too, right?
It's an art gallery, and Ralph is going to be there, and Jasper is going to be there.
Yes, we are.
Because I know where Jasper lives, and I'm burning down his house if he doesn't show
Every
up.
time,
Oh.
every time Johnny invites me to something, I'm in Palm Springs, where I try to be all the time.
Yeah.
But-
Okay, but this is Thursday.
but we're going to be here.
You're going to be there.
Ralph,
Okay.
are you available?
What day is it again?
Thursday
It is the
this
16th.
week.
Yes, Thursday.
Here's one of the great ironies. Jasper is leaving for Palm Springs the next day, is he not? Because
Yes,
it's a Friday,
Friday.
and you guys leave on Friday.
Even Thursday night.
He even goes out there during the week now.
Okay, but here's the thing. On the 18th, I am in the desert doing a signing.
Where?
At the Beatnik Cafe
I
in
know where-
Joshua Tree
Oh,
on
wow.
the 18th of April.
Joshua Tree. How close
So
is that
great.
to you?
Well, it's about an hour.
oh, okay.
No, not even.
Not
About
45
40
minutes.
Well,
40
you can
minutes.
do either then,
Yeah.
depending.
Because truthfully, I haven't spent that much time in Joshua Tree. I
Joshua
want to
Tree
go
is
up there.
fantastic. You
Is
know,
that near that famous little cafe, the one restaurant that diner that's
Pappy and Harry's?
Is it near Pappy?
It's near Pappy's.
Okay.
Now, why there? Just cause?
There's not much
because I played out in Joshua Tree
Okay.
many times. I love it out there, and because the spirit of Graham Parsons looks out for me when I am in Joshua Tree and blesses me with his glory. And nobody here's ever heard anything by Graham Parsons. He was the inventor of country rock. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. Graham Parsons.
Kevin might have heard.
Graham Parsons
Kevin's
died
heard.
in Joshua Tree.
Joshua
And his
Tree.
body was dragged into the national park and set fire to by his manager. That's what he's most famous
Wow.
for. So I got to Joshua Tree once, and I'm playing, and I'm like, I'm going to bust into Graham Parsons tunes that will rock the house. Stone silence. Nobody had ever heard any of these songs by the great avatar of Joshua Tree. He
Kevin.
does.
Kevin knows
does.
a lot of music.
Kevin loves
So
music.
I did
yeah.
Hot Burrito #1. I did The Devil in Disguise, and I did Brass Buttons, my 3 favorite songs of Graham's. Nothing. Pin. You could hear a pin dropping. It was like a goldfish bowl or Mount Rushmore in there. So, I think I broke into Hotel California. They all spilled their seed on the floor. I
Well,
mean,
well,
that's
are
what
you
happens.
a Coachella fan? Are you a Coachella
No,
festival fan?
none whatsoever.
Yeah, it's
the idea of people hippies in the mud in the 70s being hippies this year in the sand is disgusting.
Well, the funny thing about them, a lot of them are like
Are wannabe
are like
hippies.
dentists and lawyers and like doctors by day, and then they come out there and they
Oh yeah, like Burning Man now. Don't they have like the Zuckerberg tent
Right,
or something
right.
like that? Yeah, it's ridiculous.
For all the Palm Springs people, we sort of. I've been there 10 years now. I guess I can say that.
You
sort of
are
hate-
a Palm
it's
Springs
like, oh,
person.
here comes the Coachella freaks.
Yeah, but you know what a lot of people in Palm Springs do is they Airbnb their house out
Well,
for
that's
those
true.
2 weekends,
Yes.
and they pay their mortgage for 15
Yes,
years on
exactly.
that from other
Exactly.
idiots here. Yeah.
JW, were we able to pull up any of Johnny's music?
Sure.
For when we
I
go
just
to
retweeted your
when we
book
go to
signing.
break.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
Ralph. I appreciate that.
Sure.
So when we take our first break, we're gonna play. What are we gonna play of Johnny's? Do you know?
What
It
song?
looks like it's Symbiosis.
The Cactus and the Lilac.
I pulled that one up. I
Okay.
like that one.
Okay.
But we're not taking a break now.
It's
but
really weird. That song is written about your home.
in Georgia.
Athens?
No, not in Georgia.
Oh.
Not in Georgia. Here, you know how the 10 freeway goes east, right,
Right.
towards Phoenix, and the 111 goes into Palm Springs.
Right.
And you have the all of the windmills and the power
It's my
lines.
favorite
right?
part right
Me
there.
too.
I had a dream where I imagined that thing with a big cactus overlooking a lilac, sheltering her, and the whole song came to me. Came to me in a vision.
Was it a vision?
Yeah, it was kind of, but it's also
Was it held by anything?
It was
An LSD vision.
Was
no,
it-
no, peyote. I was dancing around the house doing a cleaning ritual. No, it's I realized I think my wife would like this if I wrote it this way, and it's for
Wow.
her.
Oh,
so, yeah.
he's a romantic
It's a
punk
great.
rocker.
It's a great song.
All punk rockers are romantics.
Are you a
it's-
Courtney Love fan?
I like Courtney personally from when we used to hang out,
we-
before she met Kurt Cobain and stuff.
She was just in a restaurant recently in Palm Springs.
She's really bright. She's fun to talk to. I hope she gets her shit together. Frankly, as a musician, she's okay.
Did you know Social Distortion?
I wrote a couple of their bios. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they were near me where I grew up in Orange County.
A lot of people don't know Courtney's family history, and she comes from
her
a
dad was a co-manager of the Grateful Dead at one time. Hank
yeah.
Harrison. Yeah.
She comes from her long line of
of hippies.
Did you already know
Yeah.
that, sweetheart?
Yeah.
And you know, Dara, we had a tenant that we won't speak of. Dennis and I had a tenant that used
Yes.
to be her nanny for many, many years.
Okay.
I liked Courtney. I
Yeah.
thought she's a good conversationalist and she's very bright.
She was great on Empire recently.
Yeah,
Did you
she
see her?
was. She's a good
Oh,
actress.
you wrote the Social Distortion bios for LA Weekly?
No, for Epic Records
Okay.
when they were on Sony. And what was weird is 2 years after I wrote them, I walked down to the mailbox when we were living in Los Feliz, and there's this big check from Sony Music, and I'm like, wow, this is cool, but I couldn't. I thought, like, so I asked my wife. I said, did I license any songs to Sony in the last year? And she's like, no. I said, what is this from? She goes, don't ask.
Don't
Yeah.
ask.
Bank. Don't-
Right.
That's what
Totally.
I
Because
say.
anything, as you know, you get any. Sony is a bitch to deal with because the invoice goes from here to
Right.
Tokyo back, so it's a year and a
okay.
half, 2 years.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that thing was banked pronto.
That's funny.
Do you like Linda Perry, the songwriter? You know, Four
Yeah,
Four Non
yeah.
Blondes. Wasn't that her?
She was at Four Non Blondes. Her drummer in Four Non Blondes, Don Richardson, was my drummer for a while.
Okay.
And Dawn is one of the best drummers I ever played with. Her time is immaculate. She's kick-ass. I still talk to Dawn.
Because Linda's gone on to become such a prolific songwriter. I mean,
But she will readily admit, Linda's one of those people who will readily admit the music business no longer exists.
Yeah.
You know, she says so. She go like, I'm going to have to start playing gigs again.
Am I the only one that watched her reality show on E! last year?
Must have been because
I
I didn't
didn't.
even
I
know
saw a
it
little bit of
existed.
it.
I
yeah,
didn't.
and she's married to Sarah Gilbert, you know,
Right.
from
From
The
Roseanne.
Talk.
Yeah.
The Talk and
Yeah.
Roseanne.
Yeah.
But no, that was an interesting reality show because she was basically mentoring young musicians and she was explaining to them what you just said.
there
how
ain't no
di-
money. You got to do it for love.
and how different everything is.
That's why I started, though. In like I said in Looking for Lady D in the book, I just said we started because we really liked this new music. We wanted to get off the sidelines. We wanted to be part of it. We wanted to play it to the best of our ability, which didn't take a lot of ability,
Right.
But it did take a lot of chutzpah to do it, and so we did. You didn't. What was interesting, and it says this in the book, is the first gig that we did, we'd walk off the little area stage that I was on, and this older musician is smiling at me. And I said, what are you smiling at? And he goes, Johnny, he put his arm around me like he's my dad. He said, you're going to get more pussy than you could ever imagine in your life. I took his arm off me. I said, you're an old hippie. There's no groupie stuff anymore. There's a new era. You don't know anything. 6 months later, I run into him in another bar, and I said, Rob, you remember what you told me about 6 months ago? He's like, yeah. And I said, you were right, and I was wrong. Like, I'm really glad you were right, too. But, you know, oh, my God, it was weird,
Wow.
man. Yeah.
Oh, girls are crazy for musicians.
It's also in Looking for Lady D, the book.
The book available on Kindle, Amazon.
It says, and this is one of the passages I'm most proud of writing, is the reason that rock musicians screw so many chicks.
That's okay.
Yeah, okay. Is
She's
that
heard it all.
is role reversal. That's all it is. Role reversal blows your mind. You're in high school. You're like this pimply, weedy, horrible little nothing, insecure thing.
Like Jerry Seinfeld.
Right. And you have to just beg and suck up and spend your money just hopefully that maybe you'll get to touch her nipple after a month or some shit like
I
that.
felt the same way. Yeah.
Okay. But
I did,
He
actually.
pretended he felt the same way.
Yeah.
That's what he meant.
I'm no
faked.
stranger to the vagina.
okay, however,
So-
in
His
all-
best acting
in-
job ever.
Whatever.
In-
It's about Johnny right now.
Wow,
Okay.
this is
You better
awesome.
jump in,
Yeah.
Johnny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like you can see the claw marks down the
Yeah.
side of your face.
Thank
It's
you.
No,
ripping you to
he
pieces.
loves
You
it.
gotta put up with this shit, man.
I love it.
He pays us.
And I pay them.
Okay. All right.
So-
Anyway, so I said role reversal. I said all of a sudden, all of these girls really, really dig you. You know, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna say no. You know, it's like a 9-year-old being dropped into the middle of Toys R Us with a gold credit card. What's this for? It's for whatever you want, son. He walks out with everything. It's like that's what happened. It was so weird that at one point. I have to tell this story. It's not
Please
in the
do.
book.
It's not
Please
in the
do.
book.
This
Not
one
in the
you
book.
will enjoy.
Please
because
do.
this applies to hetero and homosexual people both.
All races,
Okay?
too?
All races, all colors, all creeds.
Okay, Ralph,
One
listen.
day I woke up and I couldn't take a piss. It felt like someone was standing on the edge of my dick. Okay, really just stepping down on the
Ouch.
end of the thing, right? Luckily, where I grew up in Wellesley, Massachusetts, in the suburbs, our next door neighbor was a urologist. I remembered this, quickly. So I called up the dick doc, and I made an appointment. And he's,
In the garage.
right? No, at his place. He's legit. He's
Thank
too
you.
legit to quit MC Hammer 1991.
Oh,
Seriously.
parachute pants.
Yeah, there you
Keep
go.
going.
Yeah. So he's he's looking at me and asking me some questions. He puts on the old rubber glove and lubes up his middle finger right up my ass, Whap! I hit the ceiling. That was screaming. That's painful. And so he's smiling and laughing. He takes off the glove, throws it away, and he looks at me and he said, "John, how's your band doing?" And I said, "Oh, we're doing really well, Dr. Gould. Thank you for asking."
Gould.
But why?
Gould.
Fellow Jew.
Muslim.
Yeah, no.
Right. Fellow Jew. It's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, your penis is circumcised. What a shock."
Wow.
No, seriously. He says, I said, "We're doing very well." He goes, "You have a lot of groupies. Is that what they're called?" Well, I prefer not to call them that. He says, then he looked at me. He goes, "Are you fucking a lot of different girls, John?"
Oh.
And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, this is what's happening." He said, "Every time you put your dick into one of these girls, a little bit of them dribbles into you." See,
Dara.
Okay, so
this
and
is what happens.
This happens over and over. It's a bunch of different women.
hope
Your
my children
body,
are watching.
your body wigs out. As a man, it's like, what is this? Pick one and stick with
Wait,
it.
really?
Yeah. And so what ends up is
Pick a
Should all
hole.
the cheaters listen to
Pick
this?
a hole? What?
no, not
I-
pick. No, pick
The same one.
Pick a poon
Be
and stick with the poon.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
poon. We've
Stick a
we've
poon.
called it a poon. Wow.
Pick a poon.
Hilarious.
Pick a poon and stay with a
Jump
poon.
on.
Nice,
Hold on,
JW.
Dara.
You can't
Nice.
imagine how happy I am that the FCC,
Wow.
like Dr. Gould,
So
is not
be-
up my ass right now. This
No,
is
that's
fantastic.
fine.
Be
That's fine.
monogamous. He was saying you got to be
Well,
monogamous.
no, he wasn't saying that.
Oh.
No,
Please.
So yeah, I said so, and he goes, "Well, your body's reacting, and you have this thing called non-specific urethritis, NSU."
Is that gonorrhea?
Like the Cream song, NSU, right?
Oh.
So no sooner did he tell me this, I could hear the Cream song in my head. That the Cream had the song called NSU.
Wow.
It doesn't say anything about
That wasn't
NSU in the song.
gonorrhea or syphilis?
No, it was nothing. It was,
Non-specific.
I boned too many different girls over a
Oh,
short
poor
period of
you
time.
and your
Wow.
wiener.
I know.
Yeah. So,
he-
how'd you clear it up? Medicine?
Penicillin?
Antibiotics and a shitload of cranberry juice, and he said, "You are not to have sex with anybody for 2 weeks." It made it 3 days.
Wow.
But it's
Wow.
So you get medical tips here too.
That's right.
On the set. with
Tips,
Jasper
tips
Cole.
as it
Yes.
were. Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Did the cranberry juice? Is that
Ralph
good
wants
for-
to know because his
Yeah.
penis is hurting.
Is that true?
Oh no.
Oh, okay,
No.
very good. Yeah, it
It's
helped.
big. Go ahead.
Oh, Jasper.
Well, no, a lot of
Come on,
people
don't
don't
out the
realize.
guy. That's
They
not
don't
cool.
realize when Ralph does drag, because Ralph is known for doing.
Oh, what's
drag.
your name?
Ralph?
No, when you're
No, I
in
know what you're
drag.
saying. It depends what character.
No, he does
I
one
don't
on,
know.
on
Okay.
television.
I do it
What, he has to wrap it
Really?
up, tack it back?
No, he always says, and he won't mind me saying this because he likes to promote himself. And
Why wouldn't
he?
he?
He always
does?
says
He's here.
a lot of people never would know
He's
that I've
awfully
got
quiet
this
today.
big black penis that's
No,
all
'cause
tucked
I've
up
been listening
behind me.
to our guests. I was good today.
Right, Ralph?
You're always good.
thank
Right,
you for
Ralph?
that. Exactly, Jasper.
You always say that.
It's huge, Planet Earth. Thank you. Okay.
Bigger than this microphone?
Kevin. So when you
Kevin is mortified.
may
This
I-
is a great guest, though.
may
For
I-
my husband never comes to the show, so thank you for
and
being
he'll
our
never
guest.
be back after
No,
this.
but thank you for
Yeah.
being the guest, because if it was like some girl talking about her knitting, he'd be like, "Oh, holy."
like we would have her on.
Right.
If I may quote the Bard,
Yes.
thank you for letting me be myself again.
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly.
However,
Yes.
Ralph will love this story. There used to be a black dude that was on after me on K-Talk in the weekends.
What was his name?
Dr. Furpo Carr was his name. He was the spiritual advisor to Michael Jackson. That was the pinnacle of his life.
How did
Anyway,
how did that,
That
work
worked
out?
out.
Not so good after June 24th,
Wow.
2009. that was the end of Furpo's
The
car.
check stopped.
But at any rate, so he's very uptight, and he's very rigid and very proper. And I couldn't resist, and I said, Furp, I said, I went black and I came back. I said, I guess that's bullshit, huh? He's like, man, he was whiter than me for about 5 minutes. He turned totally Caucasian. Like, how could you say something like that? I'm like, because it's a dumbass stereotype.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
it
So
is.
it's fun to make fun of stereotypes.
Yeah. Good
Yes,
for you.
it is.
But I went black and I came back too.
Yeah.
You did not.
Yeah.
You did?
Rodney last week.
Oh,
I'm
you're
kidding.
so full of
That's
shit.
not true.
Wow.
Well, speaking of going black, we should
Yes.
take our first break.
Okay.
When we come back,
Let's sell some shit.
we're going to come back and we're going to talk entertainment dish because I know
Yes.
Johnny will have opinions on that. We're gonna
Johnny, I talk about entertainment stuff. You probably won't like it.
he will.
You
Well,
could talk with
We're
Kevin
going to talk about
music.
Hillary Clinton announcing her presidency today.
That's not entertainment.
It is for some, for the Republicans. So
and
you've
for
been
everybody else.
Yes, you've been listening to On the Set with Jasper Cole, and don't forget looking for Lady D. I almost to say Ruby D. She's dead.
Right.
If you see Ruby D, then
Tell her it's not her.
Okay.
tell her we have Cicely Tyson here. So we'll be right back. Bye-bye.
Come back, Planet Eartha.
You're back on the set with Hollywood's bad guy, Jasper Cole. Here's Jasper Cole.
Woo! All right. Welcome back to On the Set with Jasper Cole. Here we are. This is our Sunday worship hour. It is April 12th, and I'm here with my trusty sidekicks, Dara Zane Scully. She's eating. You know, what's interesting, because Dara, we have a philosophy. If you've already consumed 5,000 calories, just keep going, because after that, what does it matter, right?
Yes.
Right, Dara?
That's right.
And you're beautiful no matter what you're eating.
You know what? It is what
There's
it is.
nothing wrong with your mouth, right?
No.
Right?
It works well.
You can never.
Don't ask Kevin.
No. It always has to be available.
Whatever. Uh-huh.
Thanks for coming all the way in from Dakota
You're welcome.
with the real.
You want to give
Housewives.
away my address?
I can never remember it. I have to look it
Just
up.
say Orange County. Wow.
We'll just watch the Real Housewives of Orange
Oh,
County.
yeah, because I'm not on that show.
I'm begging her to get on it.
My husband said he would divorce me.
Well, until he saw the check.
I don't want to be on it anyway.
Until the checks
But he
come
did
in.
say we
Right.
would divorce.
He hasn't seen the checks yet.
No, we're not interested in being on TV. This is hard enough.
We are interested in checks. So,
Well, we are interested in checks, but not for that.
not
no.
for that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, speaking of Black Don't Crack, please welcome back my way too gay sidekick,
Oh.
Ralph Cole
Oh.
Jr.
Hello, Planet Eartha.
You're so special in every way. Happy birthday.
Thank you, JW.
It was a week ago, but I guess we're gonna keep.
We're
this
still
going.
celebrating all through April.
Oh, thank you, JW.
I sang it myself.
I was about to say,
No,
is that you?
no.
I was going to ask if that was you because JW is an accomplished
Fierce.
vocalist, everybody.
Oh.
by
Ralph's
the way.
birthday
Yes.
was Monday, this past Monday.
It was April 6th, but thank you for everybody continuing the celebration.
Yes.
These cupcakes that Dara got for me
I've
are
been baking
absolutely
all day.
delicious. And I love
Bristol
the little
Farms, Sunset Boulevard.
I love that you have a little
We-
part-time job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We used to
Right.
live right there. It was like,
Yeah,
I
Memories.
Fairfax.
Listen, if you guys are just tuning in, we have a
did.
really wonderful special guest co-host. He goes by Johnny Angel Wendell, and he is going
I
to be
do.
talking. Yeah, sometimes you do.
I do.
And
But his real name is Cornelius
that
Brown
was his song.
Courtney Love.
from
He,
I am
Worcester,
Courtney Love.
Massachusetts.
he is going to be talking about
Jasper.
his punk rock mystery.
Right across the console.
I know,
dude.
right? He's buff
Looking-
too.
He will. Yeah,
he
He's
is
buff.
He is
yeah,
buff.
he's. Johnny has written a wonderful book called Looking for Lady D. It's a punk rock mystery, and he's having a signing this Thursday, April 16th. It's at La Luz de Jesus in Los Feliz. In the address, I want you
that
guys
3
to know.
times fast.
La Luz de Jesus.
With
La
a
Luz de
mouthful of
Jesus.
peanut butter.
Or,
Yeah, that chocolate was.
It's at 4633 Hollywood
Hollywood
Boulevard,
Boulevard.
and we would love to see you
7
all
p.m.
there.
Yeah.
7 to 9
I
p.m.
would come if I wasn't in
And
Orange
then
County.
he's also going to be doing a signing in Joshua Tree.
On April 18th.
You have to
18th,
come to Orange
2 days
County
later.
because
We're-
there's
we're-
a punk,
I think
population there.
they're
Trust
ve-
me.
Very much so.
Yes.
The question is there a bookstore in Orange County? Do
Okay.
people
Because
read?
they're all gone now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean,
Well, reading is our little archaic, but I'll try and think
Understood.
about it.
I listen to books on tape.
Except for
because
Kevin.
When I drive
Kevin's
back
a
and
big
forth,
reader.
I like to listen to the.
I'm thinking of recording.
You
looking
with
for
your
Lady
voice and
D,
everything,
yeah.
you should.
Sure.
Oh, you should. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Oh no. What do you think? Maybe I could read a portion of it.
Would
for
you?
Yeah,
Please.
Maybe, yes.
absolutely.
Okay.
Read us a sexy part.
And this is a fictional book that's very non-fictional.
What's JW looking at?
Okay.
I'll
Let me
just-
get my glasses.
Your décollage.
All right. All right. This is
Décolleté? What's it called?
Whatever.
Okay.
It's
This
called
is
the sun.
chapter 10. The
Décollage.
beginning.
Isn't that a craft? Okay.
Silence.
Bye-bye.
I know. I love how you can put Jasper in his place. Thank you, Johnny.
Oh, we love our
like
Jasper.
a lion tamer with
I
a
like
chair.
it. I
Yeah,
love
but he
it.
enjoys it though, so it's no fun.
Okay. Children.
It's like the sadist says to the masochist. The masochist says to the sadist, beat me, and the sadist says, no. It's like that. Okay, a bit of explanation. I'm only going to read a little of this so you get the flavor of the thing. If you're a musician in Boston, your big gig, just like a musician in Orange County or a musician in Ventura or whatever, you want to play the big city. Our first big gig in New York City was in 1979. We were going to play at Hurrah. Okay, it was this big disco. and that had been converted into a rock club, and we were booked by our friend Jim Farrat, who booked Danceteria later, and great guy.
Wow.
Okay. And it was a wonderful gig. David Byrne from Talking Heads was there. Robin Zander from Cheap Trick was there, and I met Debbie Harry there for the first time.
Oh, that's cool.
Love her.
But this is on the way down.
Okay.
I was 22 years old and young, dumb, and full of cum. Okay, so this is how I pretty much was on the
Dr.
way.
Gould.
Less full of cum
Thank
after
you.
that, but
Okay.
yes, okay. Mikey, pull the fuck over and get off this fucking highway, man. We're out of beer. 100 miles outside of Boston and already dry. Why the band Booze-a-thon? Well, we are celebrating Unsuspecting World. We are on the way up the ladder to, well, somewhere. I'm half shit-faced as is. 3/4 shit-faced to be excruciatingly accurate, and you know me, a stickler for metric perfection. Screw the pros. Where are we headed? To Mecca, motherfucker. We are on our first trip to play New York City, a relatively new joint called Hurrah, uptown near Lincoln Center on 64th Street. And we Thrills, that was the name of the band, are thrilled to the gills. Hammered too, because we're all a little nervous. This is no laughing matter here. Allegedly and purportedly, we're being looked at by various bigwigs. Barb, she was the singer, is handling this end of the deal. Her day job for a while was at the big rock FM station in Boston, and those powerhouses have set up the show supporting a British band also fronted by a woman named Penetration. Me and Merle, who's the band's bass player, are enormous fans of this band, and so naturally we're putting the bruise to rest at what I reckon is one killed every 20 miles. We need more and quick and a piss stop. My bladder feels like someone stuffed the Goodyear blimp under my navel. It has to be said that the enormity of a first gig in New York is not a trifling thing to a Boston band, or any significant event where a Bostonian has become peer to a New Yorker in any way. We are raised to seethe on the issue of our inferiority to the juggernaut to the southwest, despite our town being settled first. Like Philadelphia is to New York City or anywhere else being a satellite city, we care what they think and they don't care about us. So that little bit of nonsense has sent the hops craving into the ozone.
Wow.
Wow.
Very
Nicely
right.
Bravo.
read.
The end.
Excellent.
So
Bravo.
yes, it sounds like me talking.
That's
which
perfect.
is
That's how it
which
should
is what
be.
you're supposed to do. So,
Absolutely.
right. Okay.
Very well
Agree.
done.
Thank you very much. And it
Yes.
should be pointed out, and
Yes.
this is one of the main critiques of the book by some. There's a lot of fucking in it. There is a lot of sex.
Some of the reviews.
No, what I've heard back from people
Oh.
is some of them say, why is there so much sex in the book? And I didn't read anything about sex because I just didn't thumb to one of those few pages where there
Right.
wasn't any. When you are 22 years old and your roles are reversed and you're a musician and it's everywhere you take. Also, in 1979, you were at the end of the golden era, which began with the advent of contraceptives
Right.
in the mid-1960s and ended when the great big scourge appeared at about 1981 or so.
Right.
Okay. And at that point, we didn't know. We knew something was up because people, you guys are all, Jasper, you're from the South, right? Where
Right.
are you
I'm from
Ralph?
Los
LA.
Angeles.
You're from Los Angeles. We knew that our friends in New York were starting to tell us about this strange thing that was happening in New York City. And they said, it's weird. Our friends are getting really thin and they're dropping. And we don't know what it is.
This was 81?
This was 1981 when it just started to happen, you know. And by 83 or 84, everybody knew what the cause of this was. And it was the end. Okay, of profligate,
Right.
insane sex for gay and straight people.
Yes.
Everybody got really scared because they didn't know.
Yes.
They thought you might be able to get it from anything.
Right.
Right.
You know, now we know. But back then it was like, it was really.
It was a free-for-all.
It was like the gods of fucking took a collective leak all over our heads. It was unbelievable.
Ralph, what year did you move to New York?
To New York, 1979.
He was there
Wow.
20 years.
Okay, so,
20
so you saw all of this firsthand.
Yeah, because I graduated, from Pomona College here and then moved to New York City.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We and a lot of our friends were stricken with this thing. It's an interesting story. If I may take a moment before
Absolutely.
we.
Your moment.
You're a co-host.
My wife and I lived in San Francisco.
What's your wife's name?
My wife's name is Amy. Amy and I moved to San Francisco in '94, And I was on my way to the chiropractors because Jasper and I are avid workout freaks and get hurt all the time. Okay, so you go to the chiropractor to get straightened out so you go kill yourself in the gym the next day. Anyway, the clutch cable on the car snaps in the middle of the Castro. And I pulled over and I called AAA to come get me. And I noticed in the church next to where the car broke down, there was an AA meeting right then and there. I'm a sober guy. I'm an AA guy. I'll go in. I've been sober almost 30 years.
Wow,
now.
congratulations.
So it was like about, 15 then or something like that, whatever it was.
Right.
Anyway, so I walked in and it was a sober survivors of HIV meeting.
Wow.
And I said, is it okay? I don't have HIV. Is it okay? And they said, do you know anybody? I said, my sponsor is HIV positive. Yes. Okay. And sit in. And the most amazing thing is these are guys who had drug issues like you wouldn't believe. Some of the drug stories were amazing, but they were just like me in that when this fucking plague landed on them, the glory days were over.
Right.
And I was just laughing. It's like, it's true for us straight people too.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like that fucking thing. It just... I had this conversation with Lemmy from Motorhead about this very subject. He goes, it's totally destroyed my social life, Johnny. I said, well, I'm married now, man. So he goes, oh, all right, well, you got other problems then, mate. So it's just like, so the AIDS thing doesn't happen in Looking for Lady D. Sort of. Okay,
Well-
that's one of the hooks of the book.
Ironically,
That'll be
coming,
the next book.
It's a great segue because our guest at the top of the hour, Michael Kearns, is one of the very first. He was one of the first openly gay actors to come out, and he was the very first HIV positive actor to come out.
How long has he known that he's had it?
Well, he could talk about this was early '80s. He's 65 now, and he's one of the longest. Still working. He's got a new show. He's really one of the people who just have, been there through the trenches.
He came out on Entertainment Tonight in '91.
Good for him.
So that's 24 years ago.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on the marriage of Barry Manilow to his manager?
Well, very interesting because, again, Michael Kearns in 2013 on the Howard Stern show revealed how he had an affair with Barry Manilow. So maybe we could get him to talk
Oh,
about
wow.
that.
You're dropping some bombshells.
Well, I'm just going to bring it up to him because it's.
My first thought was he wants to make sure that his manager gets his inheritance, and that's why he did it that way. That was my
They've
first
been
thought.
together for years.
A long, long, long
But
time.
apparently.
Is this in California they got married?
They got married in Palm Springs.
Okay.
Isn't Barry is retiring? He doesn't want to play anymore, right? Something to that effect.
Well, he's
like
got
this.
He's got this tour right now. Is it a fair? Is
It's
it
a
one
farewell
of those? Is it
tour.
one of those
It's a
farewell
farewell.
tours?
Like
that-
like Cher.
Until they come
Cher's,
back.
which lasted for
Shania
4.5
Twain.
years.
By the way, I saw Cher. She was so fun to see. She came to Orange
Which
County at the Honda
farewell
Center.
tour? I saw her in
The
the
most
first one.
recent. She was so fun.
You know what's hilarious is
It's like a
all
Las
of these
Vegas
people,
show.
All of these people got this idea from the late Johnny Thunders, who was the lead
Right.
guitar player in the New York Dolls. He had this band called the Heartbreakers after
Yes.
the Dolls. In order to raise money to keep his heroin habit afloat, the Heartbreakers would do a last show and then a month later a reunion show, I think for the last 10
That's
years
smart.
of his life.
Did it work?
He's dead.
Wow.
He
Well,
made some money.
In
but
retail,
yeah.
they call it the going out of business sale.
Right.
Because my brother owned furniture stores, and like every 6 months, there'd be a going out of business sale. And then I was young, and then finally one day I said,
When are you,
when are
gonna
you
go out?
closing?
Yeah.
Right.
Because, let me tell you about this.
Yeah, let me tell you
There's
about
no closing.
advertising.
Yeah. This is
Okay,
crap.
so let's
Okay.
get to our
Yes.
really important segment. It's Entertainment
Oh,
Dish
okay.
with Dara.
Okay.
I think that wasn't loud enough. You think
That
you can
was
make that louder
very-
and more abrupt?
Right.
Yeah.
Johnny, this is hard-hitting news, okay? This
Okay,
is
so,
really,
yeah.
really important.
This is real.
So
Hit
just-
me with your best shot,
so
Pat
just-
Benatar.
just, you
okay?
know,
Let's see what we're
Exact- I
going to
love
start
her.
off with.
Is
Well, the Beverly Hills reunion.
Real Housewives.
I know, Johnny.
Look at Johnny.
you
Look
can
at
turn
it.
it.
Put the camera on Johnny.
You and Kevin can, yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Beautiful women, though. Big tits, tight vaginas. They've all been
go on.
rejuvenated.
Tight vaginas.
They've had
How do you know the
rejuvenation.
camera doesn't zoom in on the cooch.
Kevin,
How the hell
They-
would
I
you
want
know?
you to
They-
know that my husband actually watches with me.
Because they talk about their hymen rejuvenation.
Oh, he's saying not always.
And
Hymen rejuvenation.
Yes.
They put the cherry back in the orchard.
yes, you can pop it back in, I guess, apparently.
After it's been popped out.
Right.
I cannot tell a lie.
Go ahead, Dara.
So,
Go
the
ahead,
Beverly
Dara.
Hills reunion. It's a what he said?
That's it. I'm leaving. I'm done.
Good night.
You can be done. That's
Drop
okay.
the mic,
I
right?
understand.
Finished.
The Beverly Hills reunion.
2
It's a
points for Ralph.
three-parter.
Thank you.
Y'all need
I'll
to
have
play
to watch
that
the
back.
play.
What'd you say?
We'll have to watch the playback.
Never mind.
Okay.
Ralph doesn't watch it either.
Oh, he
There's
doesn't.
no blacks on the show.
What on the real?
There should be.
I'm the same way you are. It's an anomaly to
Who
me.
gives a shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
people do give a shit.
I know they do. No,
This
they
one
absolutely-
doesn't.
Thank you, Johnny. I listened to all your punk stories, and I don't give a
Oh,
Wow.
okay. So now you're getting even with me.
Poon. She listened to the Poontane stories. Go
She had to
ahead.
listen to Poon.
Okay.
She had,
Let's
you
talk
had
about these
non-specific
skanks.
arthritis.
These, oh no, the two.
I
Lisas.
love
I
them.
love
Is
Lisa.
good, right?
Kevin likes Lisa Rinna. Lisa Rinna, if you're listening,
I do
my
love
husband
Lisa
loves
Rinna.
you. Lisa Rinna. Rinna, they call her.
Michael
is it?
likes Lisa
Rinna.
Rinna too.
Well,
Michael
Lisa-
Hill. Kearns?
No, my Michael.
Michael
Because,
Kremlin.
Oh,
Lisa-
he needs to come here.
He's going to come next month.
I'd like to meet him.
Michael, you're invited next
Michael,
month.
I
Jasper
need
said.
you to
Oh,
come
because
here,
he's going to.
and you need to bring food.
He's going to be doing entertainment with you.
Yeah.
Oh,
he,
I
he
love
loves
it.
the
Because
Housewives.
Oh, I
Wait,
love
no,
him even more now.
He's not as
Ralph's
into
boyfriend.
the Housewives as
Well,
you
you've
are.
had your time.
Oh.
No, I'm not done. I'm
Wow.
not done. No, I'm not done. Lisa Rinna was cool on Melrose Place, but I
Yes.
don't know about this.
She's
Well,
on Beverly. Does your wife watch The Housewives?
Oh hell,
She
no.
should.
Oh, come
Well,
on.
no, Michael
No,
likes
she likes
Lisa
crime shows.
Crime
Oh,
shows.
yeah.
Michael
Yes.
likes
married to a
Lisa
criminal,
Rinna
you know.
because Lisa is a very staunch supporter of saying, I like to work. And I
She'll
and I
do
don't
anything.
care. She'll do
And
anything.
I will
She
do
got
any
$2 million for a Depends commercial.
commercial.
Right. I needed that
Wow.
commercial.
Big- okay.
You know why? Because it's better to be pissed off than pissed on.
I figure-
Boom.
I
He's
figured
here all
that,
week.
that didn't really tie
Okay.
yours, but it was
no,
close.
I figured
Yes.
because she's married to old Harry Hamlin, he's
Oh,
probably
he's
wearing
he's
Depends.
cute. Well, who knows? Okay, so it's
So-
a three-parter
Jasper, why do they call those Depends?
because you can
You can
depend
depend
on
on
it.
them.
Oh, okay.
You can depend
Yes.
on.
Because I thought it depends on whether your
Did you
bladder's
see
full
Saturday
or
Night
not.
Live last night?
No, I need to watch
They
it.
did a spoof on Saturday Night Live did a spoof on Depends last night.
Oh.
The Legends Depends, and you'd be like Frank Sinatra's faces on
Oh.
them. So,
So what happens if the band gets really old? There'll be Depends mode.
yeah.
I just can't piss enough. I just
Wow.
can't piss enough.
Thank you, JW. Back to me.
Okay.
So
Beverly
Daryl,
Hills.
what's hard hitting news?
What's hard-hitting news? Well, Beverly Hills reunion.
Oh yes, part 3 is coming on Tuesday night.
Part 3 Tuesday night, and then that's it. They're over, and I'm not watching New York.
But what do you think about?
I like Lisa Rinna. You know I love Lisa Vanderpump. They're my two favorites right now.
But what is wrong with the white trash Kim Richards?
Kim
and Kyle?
Richards has a problem, and everybody tries to act like she doesn't, and they try and be nice about it, except for Rinna.
Could
She's
someone
pretty clear
keep
about
her
it.
out of the sun though? Kim.
Well, she needs to stay out of the sun.
Could
yes,
Kathy
but she
Hilton
needs
pay
to stay
for
away
some
from the pills.
surfacing?
Kathy Hilton was on there. I was surprised. Well, I wasn't surprised.
Her
Why
face
am I
doesn't move.
surprised? Anyway, so that's been fun watching
What
it.
about
And
Eileen
we're going to
Davidson?
give a shout out to Ken Todd, Lisa Vanderpump's husband. He had his second hip replacement surgery.
Oh really?
So we're wishing him well. I love the Lisas.
Well, Ken, good for you. The last time I
you-
saw Ken,
did
he was
you
at a
guys
gay.
ever
He was
watch-
at a gay restaurant in West Hollywood.
Oh, be quiet.
He
Did
was.
you ever watch Dynasty in Dallas?
Yes.
That's why I watch these shows, because the
Derek,
glamour.
you don't need to justify it.
Okay,
You don't
but
need
it's
to.
true.
Empire's
It's
the
true.
new-
Jerry,
I like Dynasty.
Jerry
Oh,
O'Connell.
I love Empire.
Wait,
Oh.
Jerry O'Connell and Jay Moore. All these guys are addicted to.
And Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She
Yes.
likes.
They all watch
Yes.
The Real Housewives?
Yes.
Because I was going to mention to you when,
Yeah.
when she mentioned Dynasty,
Yeah.
back when HIV was happening,
Right.
and you were saying we didn't know how to get it.
Yes.
Remember, Linda Evans was very concerned because she had kissed
Rock
Rock
Hudson.
Hudson.
That's
Yes,
right.
yes.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, look
can
where
we
that
can we
got
talk
her.
about Scott Eastwood?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
he was on
Clint's
Andy
son?
Cohen.
Oh.
Who?
Okay,
and
did
I
you-
know Scott Eastwood from Andy Cohen, and that's what Michael's going to talk about with you when
Could-
he comes on as Andy
Okay,
Cohen.
so this is really funny. So Scott Eastwood, obviously you know who his father is, and he looks just like him.
Yeah.
I don't know how much brain wattage is going on in there. I don't know how actually bright Clint is. He must be pretty bright because he's had a long career. But Scott, I don't know. He was on there and he talked about how Ashton Kutcher
was fucking his girlfriend.
was fucking his girlfriend when it was his girlfriend. And
the
then
one
I-
he cheated on Demi with.
But they were saying something to him, which I find interesting. This kid is 29. He's been acting, I think, for 9 years, so since he's a baby. And they said, would you play a gay part? Did you see that
Yes,
part?
uh-huh.
And he hesitated for a while. He says, well, if I wanted to work with the director. And I thought, who gets to decide if they want to work with the
with the
director
director.
except for Clint Eastwood's son,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Lame.
Right.
Sorry. So all
Spoiled.
the stereotypes, you're there because of your daddy.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Dara
Yes,
says
right?
it like it is.
Right? I can't
Yeah.
wait to meet Michael. Michael, I'm looking forward to meeting you.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I only know Kimber Eastwood, the sister that was not talked about for years, and he finally
Which one?
acknowledged- That wa-
Oh, his sister.
He has a sister,
He had-
Allison, but Kimber's mom had an affair with Clint way back, and he never acknowledged her for years.
Oh.
He paid for her, but he never. So in the last like 10 years, they finally.
He has 6 kids with 5 women.
Good
Wow.
Republican.
I guess he felt unlucky, punk.
Good Republican.
Well, I think it's ironic that you say that because this is the guy that talked to the chair
He
and
talked
was
to the
all
empty
weirded
chair,
out.
yeah.
Did you see how they asked him about what'd you think of your dad talking to the chair, and he's like, "Oh, I support my
for my
dad."
dad, whatever
well,
he
yeah,
does.
because your dad's worth $350
his
million.
dad's also 87 or
$350
something.
million.
83.
I'd
He's
support
Right.
him too.
And your
He's
father was
got a young chick,
and your
though,
father
now. Have you
was
seen
probably
her?
like a little nervous about you going
10th
on a
wife or
gay
something, right?
show.
Yes.
Yeah, you know.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
Because I noticed he couldn't say anything bad about his father. What's he going to say, right?
Well,
You
see,
know?
for
would be-
Allison and Scott, they were the only two kids that he really acknowledged for years until he had the younger kids.
He didn't
where-
acknolledge them.
He did. They were.
He
they
did.
were like
from they're from the stewardess.
Yeah, they were like the kids.
Right.
Kim-
Oh yeah. Did you know that?
No,
Well, who hasn't
Or is
fucked
that a whole nother
stewardess?
joke?
I mean,
his kids, Mile High Eastwood. And
No,
Right.
seriously.
Pilot
No, he
Eastwood.
had an affair with the stewardess. She didn't give him grief when she found out she was pregnant. She asked nothing from him because she's smart. She knew she'd get it later.
Right.
And then so he had another affair. 2 kids from one woman.
then he's got the kid with Frances Fisher,
Frances
She's a
Fisher.
teenager.
Yes, yes.
and then didn't he have
Morgan with
with-
Dina Eastwood.
who just took him to the cleaners for?
I don't know. They had a really strong
they had
prenup,
a
and she's
prenup.
back at school. She's going back for her master's. She's a broadcaster.
She was a broadcaster.
yeah, I like her, Dina,
Good
the
for
last
her.
wife.
But now,
Yeah.
like Johnny said, now Clint has another young.
Dina's
Poontang.
friend's
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah.
That's who he's
Oh,
with now.
really?
He didn't
Dina's
go
friends.
far.
Oh.
He didn't go far.
They all stay
within
together.
Yeah.
yeah.
So don't be doing that, Kevin.
Until
okay.
unless she dies.
So you know I love Taylor Swift. I'll admit it.
don't like her.
She's like my, candy girl.
Her mother has cancer.
Her mother has cancer.
right.
That
She
is
does.
sad.
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 Feel sorry.
So
for
we're
her.
wishing her mother well.
But people have cancer all over the world every day.
I agree.
And there's
I
nothing
agree. But
special
you know
about
what?
Taylor
Swift,
Swift's mom.
she's a smart cookie. She really is good to her fans.
And also, and
She's
Taylor,
a smart.
and Taylor
do you
Swift.
like her? Come on. I mean,
Taylor
a little
Swift,
bit.
Taylor Swift told Spotify to go fuck itself.
Yes.
For that, I would say right on to
Thank
Taylor
you.
Swift. They don't pay us. They
Thank
treat
you.
us like dog shit.
Yes.
Taylor Swift is okay.
Yes.
You know,
I don't think she-
or if Taylor Swift were saying this right now, she goes, "Yes, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
I'm okay. Shake it
I'm
off."
Okay. I'm okay."
Right.
Her repetition.
I mean,
thing is a little
as
grating,
an,
Well,
as an
I like-
artist,
I
as
like
a singer
Taylor
and a
Swift.
songwriter, I
Yeah.
think she's a joke. But the way she treats her fans is great.
yeah, she's very
I
good
don't
to
think
them.
she's a joke singer songwriter
Oh, I
at
can't
all.
stand to listen to her sing.
Oh, I think it's fun.
No, I think
you know,
she's good.
dance
She's
music.
good
Have you
with a
heard her
hook.
recent stuff?
She's good with a
I
hook.
just
Her
I
recent
can't.
stuff is more
Yeah.
pop, less country
Yeah.
Yes.
and folk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you, Mr. Board
Yes.
Operator. Did you, like me, the first time you heard the Blank Slate song, or whatever, or Empty Space song, did you think she said got a list of Starbucks lovers?
Yeah, a lot of people did.
That's it's
Yeah.
Starbucks. It's not a long
Star-crossed.
Star-crossed
Star-crossed.
lovers.
No. It's a long list of ex-lovers.
Yeah,
Right.
That's-
Star-crossed.
Yeah, but it sounds like Starbucks
It does.
lovers.
That's
It
okay.
does.
You know.
Yeah.
If I were Starbucks, I'd go, let's make a record with
You don't
this
think she
woman."
looks like a
Oh,
giraffe? a little
she
bit?
doesn't
No,
need
no.
Starbucks.
Like a giraffe?
No, she
Oh.
looks like a
She's
marmoset.
very gangly.
Okay,
and her,
first of all, she's thin, so you should like her right there.
no, but her everything's sort
No,
of
man.
like she hasn't
No, she's
grown
not
into
like
her
she's
legs
not a
or
giraffe.
something.
She's more rodent-like.
She's rodent-like.
She's
no,
rodent-like.
I love you,
Yeah.
Taylor, because I know
she's-
you're watching.
Taylor, you're welcome on this show anytime.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's gonna come on our show now.
Thank you.
And then Coachella.
Yeah, she'd be really comfortable coming to a place where the host of the ship doesn't really think much of my talent.
That's where she
And-
should
I
come.
That's
like
right,
Taylor
to debate
Swift.
Jasper.
Debate it, Ralph. That's right.
Okay.
Right, okay.
That's it for entertainment
Well,
news.
maybe
That's it?
maybe she can join you on one-on-one with Jasper Cole.
Well, we're going
Oh,
to talk
yeah.
about that at the end of the
Yes.
show.
Okay, no, but I brought it up now because that's what I do.
Okay, so
Yes.
starting July 1st, Wednesday, July 1st, I'm going to have a weekly show called One-on-One with Jasper Cole, produced by JW
Yes.
and Dominic Friesen, my publicist, and it's going to be a more serious, different.
Like in what? What's going to be less serious? How's that
Thank
possible?
you, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny, for calling out the bullshit.
And now, an
Well, we
hour
just
of
lost
trivia.
Taylor Swift.
And now, an hour of trivia with Jasper Cole.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
going to be more serious.
Did you
hard
see,
No
hitting.
shit.
Did
It's
you
hard.
see how fat she got? She must be eating those carbs.
It's going to be hard hitting, bitches.
God,
But
that's
it's only
hilarious.
50 minutes, so that's all you have to put up with.
Oh.
But it's every Wednesday. It's going to be
It's
a
as
great.
long as he
Yes.
can be serious.
I'm on the Wednesday lineup with all the stars.
Parking
here.
is going to be very hard here.
I'll have my own pass. by
That's
then.
that's what I probably thought you would have.
My own pass.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you're a co-owner of the station.
But where are you going to park? On the where you park where you usually do?
Ralph, where
Okay.
do you think I'll park?
Well, if it's available. Well, it's different on Sundays because it's empty here. Who
He's
knows what
building
it'll be
really
like.
bad karma.
Well, our first
Wednesday.
our first guest is Victoria Johnson, or Jackson actually.
Whoa,
Victoria
cool.
Jackson.
Wait,
your
is that
first
the
guest?
blonde comedian?
Yes.
It's like, give
You're
me that
kidding,
look.
right?
No.
You've slammed her before.
She's going to be a good
You-
guest.
Wait, who's the first guest?
Victoria Jackson from SNL. She's
You
Republican
slammed
wacko.
her on the floor.
Right, JW?
Yeah.
Thanks for putting that out
You're
there.
welcome.
That's great.
That is. So
I was going to surprise everyone.
Did you know?
Yes.
Because you've
Oh,
booked
it was
3
a
months in
surprise.
advance.
We're
Right.
booked, but she's our first guest.
Of course
I
he
love
knew.
it.
What,
She's
what,
not
do- what do you
coming
think
now.
that beautiful cross wrapped out there ready to burn is for? Okay.
I love
Oh,
it.
wow.
So Vicky and I have an interesting little sit down on July
Vicky,
1st because she
okay.
is batshit crazy.
Yeah, she's stone loco.
But in a good way.
She's what?
In a good way.
Oh, I cannot wait. I will be tuning in. I will be tuning in.
I just want to see what she wears. I'm going to wear a big bow like she wears.
Oh my
Right.
God,
That'd be
help us.
cool.
Wouldn't that be
Like
good?
like you had a huge toothache or something.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, terrible.
Although back in the day, I would have fucked her when she was on Saturday Night Live.
Right.
Okay, and on that
Wow.
note,
Oh, God.
we're going to take
It's
our next
so
break.
Obvious.
And
He's trying to follow in Johnny.
When we come back,
Johnny
Nobody-
talked about fucking a lot of women. Now Jasper's
now Ralph,
going to try
you've talked
talking
about you're
it.
no stranger to the pussy either.
But I didn't bring it up
Oh,
today because I
okay.
let Johnny
Oh,
have it. Okay,
okay.
you know,
Yeah,
it's
Well-
really wow.
Yeah, he slid out of one. He's okay.
Okay.
Hi, Rose.
Wow.
Hi, Rose.
One was fine.
I'm feeling
We should say hi to
dirty.
Rose because it was your birthday
I
and
need
really
a
And really, and I
her
came out
vagina,
of Mom.
your mom's
Sorry,
vagina
Mom.
did everything.
Remember, she came here last year for my birthday.
She was here. I don't know if Michael
JW's
Kearns.
playing like, oh.
I don't know.
I
If
am so excited to see
Poor
and
Kevin
talk to
is
Michael.
never
I don't know if
coming back.
Michael left yet after hearing this.
Oh
if he's
my
in the
God.
green room.
No, Michael loves this stuff. He is
I know
fierce.
he's great. So
Planet
coming
Earth.
up,
When we, I'm gonna
shut
take
up,
this one,
Ralph.
Jasper. When
Coming
we
up at
come
the top
back,
of the hour.
the top of the hour, we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna be joined by Michael Kearns
You've been watching and listening.
on the set with Jasper Cole.
Hi, Julie.
Bye bye. We're going to Roscoe.
Come back,
Bye-bye.
Planet Earth.
You're back on the set with Hollywood's bad guy, Jasper Cole. Here's Jasper Cole.
Woohoo! All right. Is this thing on? Howdy, 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 and welcome back to On the Set with Jasper Cole. We are in our final stretch, but I guess we've saved the best for last, wouldn't you say?
I would
Yes,
think so.
Nothing against
absolutely.
Johnny Angel.
It's very
Absolutely.
Johnny was amazing.
Carrington from Dynasty.
Gordon Thompson? Or
No, Blake Carrington.
Oh, very John Forsythe.
Yes.
John Forsythe.
Yes.
Oh.
A little younger.
Well, no, yes, a young John
Especially now,
Forsythe.
he's dead.
Oh God!
A
Thank you.
young, in the Royal
I'm
Regal.
now replacing people who are dead.
B. Arthur. She didn't say B. Arthur, at least.
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Dead.
Well,
No.
of course, that voice
I'm-
you hear is our very special guest, prolific actor, writer, producer, author, director, father, friend, Mr. Michael Kearns.
Yes.
Yay.
Yay!
Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show, because Michael was
It's the
a.
same people here applauding.
Yes.
I recognize them. I recognize those.
We have the same audience. They
yes,
come
they
every
come all the time.
every
That's
time.
so
Very
faithful.
devoted. They
Yes.
are.
Well, Michael has had quite a weekend. I can't get this black thing to stay up.
Oh, okay.
Michael has had quite a weekend because he just opened his brand new show, Bang Bang, at Highways in Santa Monica.
And Walker was there.
Was she?
Wanted
Yeah.
to be there. I wanted to be there. You're running for the next 3.
2 more weekends.
2 more weekends.
At least 2 shows a weekend.
Okay.
It may extend to Sundays, but don't rely on that.
Okay.
Definitely next Friday and Saturday and the following Friday and
And so
Saturday.
where can everyone go to get information? Is it
www.highways
space?
space.org, I
Okay.
think.
And then how about social media for you? Where can people follow you?
Well,
on?
Facebook and www.michaelkearns.net.
Well, that's easy. .net.
Yes,
Okay.
highwaysperformance.org.
Highwaysperformance.org.
Yes.
And which show is this for you, number-wise? Do you have any idea?
At Highways?
Yeah, well, no. I mean, just in terms of your
I don't
place.
even know what number.
I didn't
You've
think
done
you
a
did.
lot.
Highways. I
I've-
opened Highways in 26 years ago.
Right.
That's why you think I look like John.
No, a young John
And
Forsythe.
Leo is the curator there. Is it Garcia?
Your mic.
Garcia, he's the ED.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's been there for I think 12 at least.
Oh, wow.
years. and I first did intimacies there in whatever year I'm not good at math.
No.
I'm like Suzanne Summers
Thank
when
you.
it comes to math.
Who's also a neighbor of Jasper's in Palm
Thank you,
Springs.
whatever.
And
Right,
does
his
commute
second
with
home.
Barry Manilow, so you might as well get that
Barry
out
who?
now.
Barry who?
Barry
You
who?
know, and you know,
Barry
Barry
Manilow?
who?
she probably drove to Athens, Georgia one day.
Oh,
or some
he's
He
shit.
does.
bitter. It's so
You know.
bitter.
On his
It's
private
sad.
plane.
Bitter.
What
party.
is the deal? I don't even really know. People were telling me that he came out of the closet.
Well, no,
You
it got
gotta be
announced that
joking.
he got married. That he married his
A
longtime
man.
His manager.
But this happened like last year. But it just,
Oh, and
it
how
just-
did they keep that a secret?
I don't know.
He's
Just-
kept it a secret. He's gay for 70 years.
Well, I always say he's the new Liberace. He's like the Liberace
Yes.
for this last
But
25 years.
in the same way that those women believed
the
Liberace.
fans, remember the fans? He had the same fan base, and there were people who I don't know why he thinks it would matter. I mean, he's not a sex symbol, is
Well,
he?
maybe he is to the old ladies to go to the buffets.
The Fanalos.
But that's
The
interesting.
Fanalos.
Oh, is that what they're
That's
called?
interesting
Yes.
how you said, how
Wow.
did he keep it a secret for 70 years? 7 decades, Michael.
Who?
He
Barry.
didn't keep it a secret.
Well,
Well, he didn't among those of
in
us
the
who.
in the community,
Right.
yeah.
yeah.
I can use any language on here.
Any
Any
language.
language.
And we
Say.
encourage it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I could say it wasn't a secret for those of us who sucked his dick.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Is Kevin still here? Kevin's good.
And that's the difference between here and KFI, for example.
That's
okay,
right.
Michael? Yes, so welcome. Okay.
Oh,
Can you use that as a tease?
Yes. Yeah. That is so great. Yeah, I guess there's no way of denying
Upcoming
that.
on our April 12th show.
At the
it's
Copa.
Have you sucked at
Copacabana.
Then you sort of know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was about 12 at the time. I was young.
Okay.
I mean,
So it was child abuse.
yeah.
He's a pedophile.
I was, it was, I don't know, in the 70s.
Here in L.A.
Chicago is where
Oh.
it started.
Oh.
But then it migrated.
you get a deal out
But
of it?
let's not talk about
No,
it.
Let's please. You're there already.
Yeah, we've done him already. Let's
Yeah.
on to someone more interesting.
No. But this is just leading me to the point that, as mentioned before you came in, you are really one of the very first actors to come out as gay. In what year?
Well, the beginning of the 70s, because I was out when I was messing with him.
Right.
And that, of course, led to some discomfort on his part.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind that he was on the ascent at that period
right,
of time.
right.
But believe me, he was, girls at the hotel room. And,
Well, he started at Bathhouse Bay.
Continental Baths.
I
didn't
mean,
he?
come on.
Wait,
right?
he was having sex with women?
no,
Bette Midler.
I'm saying fans.
Fans.
Young
He was
girl
pretending.
fans.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's just what our previous guest, Johnny Angel, was talking about. He is a punk rock musician, and it was his foray into getting lots of action with women. The women were so attracted to him because he was this punk rock entity. So it's no different than with Barry. They looked at him as this,
He's singing.
this major singer. So, yeah, they did want to throw themselves at him. And believe
I
what
think
if
they wanted to throw teddy bears at him.
Yeah.
I don't think they wanted to throw.
They wanted him
their,
to do
their
their
panties.
hair.
No
No.
woman worth her whatever would.
Would want that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
no.
Let's talk about me.
Yeah. Enough about Barry fucking Manilow.
Enough about Barry fucking Manilow.
God, like he needs any more
And-
press, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Bless her heart.
You don't think he's like by any chance listening to this?
Oh,
Wouldn't that be
all the
fun?
time.
Well, no, we hope he is because Jasper's starting a new show one-on-one with Jasper Cole, and maybe he can get Barry to be on
Oh,
that show
deep.
with
Oh,
him.
I'm sure I get Barry to sit down and do a
Yeah.
deep,
You know,
deep
what would he be?
hitting.
He's the next guest
deep
on One-on-One.
throating. It's what you get.
Very
Okay, well,
probing.
in talking about you, let me just ask you a random question because I loved your bio that I read, and one thing that I because you're so forthcoming and so outspoken, the Waltons, and you coming out saying that you were a hustler, and the producers writing you out of the show. I was just curious how that all went on, and being the brother to the lead character, how did they?
I was okay. Here
Yeah,
we're
back
gonna
up.
rewind.
Back it
Because
up.
it's all become urban myth.
Right.
All that's mythologized.
I see.
I was first of all, I was his big brother at college.
Okay.
And
On the show, The Waltons.
on the Waltons.
Okay.
He went
Richard
away.
Thomas.
Richard Thomas went away to college for one short. It was going to be forever, but he went for one, as it turns out, I think maybe one episode. We were all, the whole college grouping was hired to be, it was presumed that we were going to be on that I was set for life.
Right.
That I'd be, but the audience didn't like him at college. They wanted him at
Back on the farm.
Back on the farm.
John Boy comes
so
home.
we did a quick excursion from Boatwright College. They'd built the entire college.
I remember that.
Everything. And he lasted, that was done in front of test audiences. The test audiences did not like him at college. Boom, over. Of course, they didn't sign anybody to contracts in those days.
Right.
Even that, then it was before the talkies. No, I'm kidding.
They didn't have contracts.
They didn't have contracts. They didn't have ink. I don't know. So I don't know what I'm saying. But that then became this ironic that the press was, for whatever reason, on my side, as it were, as being somebody gay. My whole coming out and the Happy Hustler stuff, that was all, it kind of was happening simultaneously. But the decision to not go back to Walton's Mountain was made by the networks way before I was out.
Storyline based.
So then that was somehow picked up by one of those behemoths of the press, like I think it was People Magazine or someone. It was C.V. Guyton who said, "Oh, poor actor Michael Kearns came out about being having been a call boy and." How quaint boy sounds. Having been a call boy, and now the mean Waltons has fired him, which is odd that in 1974 or 5 or whenever it was, that they were taking my side on some level. Well, it wasn't even true. So, but then that became fact.
Right.
And I've disputed it. I've told the truth over and over. Sometimes I don't even correct it. I just think,
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so nice to get it from the horse's mouth. So it's so
So
great to have you as the interviewee.
yes, because all that's sort of not made up in my favor,
Right,
but
right.
it wasn't really.
But here's what's great about Michael. You know, in the midst of you doing your TV and stuff, you always were writing your own material and producing your stuff and putting yourself out there way before people were doing it. I mean, I moved here in '87.
Where did you two meet?
Well, we met.
At the Tiger's Tail.
Yeah, but we had met at the Silver
What's that?
Spoon
Oh,
over
is that
the
a
years.
restaurant?
It's a play.
Ironically, can you believe
Oh.
that? He went to see
The
it last
Silver
night.
Spoon should be a play.
But I mean, I remember going to see your shows, your one-man shows at Highways and at LATC downtown. You know, Michael was one of the first people talking about being gay, being HIV positive. I mean, you're probably so tired of hearing, groundbreak here, first ever, all that stuff. But you really were, pre Leslie Jordan having one-man shows and all these other people.
Leslie Gore.
God rest her soul.
Yes.
No, but you really were doing it, and
Thank
so
you. I'm not meaning to make light of it.
yeah. And I think what's interesting is, so no matter what was happening with your TV and film career, you always had this outlet.
Well, I had to.
Yeah.
I mean, I had no choice because I created this sort of monster where I had to, if I was going to work and if I was going to be an actor, if I was going to do the thing that I wanted to do most, which was to act in those days,
right.
And then I started writing, I had to create my own work. So I started creating my own work very early on, and then sort of added writing to it so that I'd have more ability to, produce shows and do my own shows and make money doing those shows and tour doing those shows.
And not sit by the phone and wait for your agent to call.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, and then it was 97 you adopted your daughter? Or how old is she?
She's 20.
Yeah, oh, okay. So
back to
yeah.
the Suzanne Summers math.
95. Yeah.
She was born in 94, and I
Four.
adopted her at the beginning of 95.
And see, again, this was way before the wave of, this was a single gay parent.
Single, gay, HIV positive.
Right. Adopting a child. I mean, is it amazing to you now when you look at media today or look at television or gay marriage? I know you're happy and amazed, but did you ever think not that we don't have a long ways to go, that we would be where we are today?
No, I thought about it in relation, I sort of thought about it in relation to you and in relation to how you were out and you do all this work. But, also there's still, when in casting Bang Bang, you would not be, or maybe you would be shocked at the men in this town who wouldn't read the script
still
past
today.
X.
Your new show, yeah.
Oh.
Interesting.
I want to talk about the gun issue
yes.
in your play.
Your new show, Bang Bang.
Because I think
go ahead, Ralph.
Well, because now we get all the truth, all the point motifs that are in this play. There's so many, and they're so visceral. And it says here you write about obviously what you know, and I wanted you to talk about that.
Yeah, what I know metaphorically, and I don't have any guns, or I haven't yet.
You're not packing?
No, not at the moment.
Not a gun.
Right,
Okay,
thank you.
Do you have pictures of me with a gun over there?
No, I know.
Annie Oakley. You and Annie Oakley.
When I did that
I just
tour
put up
of
your
Annie.
promo with the gun. The promo with the gun,
with
but you're
Reba
not in it.
McEntire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I took over for Reba McEntire. It's a little-known fact.
I love that.
After Susan Lucci dropped out.
At this
She
performance,
couldn't do it right or something. No.
Bless her heart.
Someone's still doing it. And Carol Channing, I think, is doing it.
Joanne Worley's in it now.
Joanne Worley, yeah.
That's hilarious.
She's playing Wild Bill Hickok.
Wow.
And Barry's playing.
Right,
and,
Barry.
That's your dream cast. Where were we?
So the whole gun issue,
issue
gun
of Bang.
control.
We've got to get serious.
Guns
Well,
and gays.
Guns, gays, and God.
God.
And Walker brought up. Remember?
Yes. I
We
remember.
didn't know. I didn't know that expression.
Yeah.
Tell me what it means again, because I still don't. It's
That's
what
what
the
divides-
religious.
Yeah, it divides the country: guns, gays, and God. That's what
Yes.
everyone's up in arms about.
Yes.
Those are the three division
Yes.
things.
Yeah.
Politics and conservative and liberals, I guess.
Right.
I guess that's really truth to it. But back to your cogent question. So
He'll have to look that
There-
word up. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
it comes after.
Fuck you.
You'll know before the show's over.
And Ralph, tell me when you find it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll use some other big words, or I'll
Thank
try.
you.
I wrote a lot of monologues. So a lot of my work has been monologue driven. And eventually I didn't get tired of, but I added to the arsenal of GLBT characters and characters with HIV. And I just started expanding that worldview and trying to encompass other characters. So when the Sandy Hook thing happened, and I can never get these dates right, but that was a character. There was an article, I think it was in the Washington Post, and these descriptions of these cops who went in to rescue these kids, they read like monologues. I mean, they read you wouldn't even have to do much to them, and
Wow.
they were so filled with drama. Some of that is in the show, actually. I mean, not word for word, but the notions of it, the way that they rescued. One room was filled with kids who had already died, and then they put the kids who were alive in another room, and the cops had to pick up the kids from one room and walk by the other room. I mean, it's just ghastly, beyond anything. So I started by writing that character, and that had to be probably at least 2 years ago. And then it just kind of, I've worked closely with the director on this piece from the get-go, and there was a first time reading was over a year ago, was the first Skylight Theater did a reading, and then we did a subsequent workshop production. But through all of these incarnations, she.
Carnations, Ralph.
Incarnations.
That you know.
Just
Be on your
in front of it.
funeral wreath.
You have roses.
There'll be a spray.
We're preparing now. No, I'm teasing. Through all those, I don't know what I was saying. Through all those incarnations, I've started adding to it, so that it then became the body as a gun, the body as a killer.
I see.
HIV as a gun, the glamorization of violence within the culture, and all those threads. And miraculously enough, I think that people got it and it came together.
How many characters?
6.
6 characters.
And
Okay.
were you saying that actors in LA didn't want to?
Yes.
I see.
The gay
Famous, not so famous.
They didn't want to try out for gay parts.
Well, they would try it for gay parts, but not that gay.
It was too gay.
We called it explicit gay on Ann's show, right?
Yeah, explicitly gay characters they wouldn't
interesting.
try out.
Yeah, I
In
have a
other
picture
words,
up right
they
now.
they would not. Yeah, I mean,
Do you
shocking.
think because it was live on stage was scarier for them than it would have been TV and film?
We said that. I mean, there's very specifically sexual situations that after having been through a workshop production, the writer can spell out, this has to be,
right.
you have to wear an orange shirt here. Now, you would not have to ordinarily wear an orange shirt unless the writer spelled it out and said, this must be adhered to. So by the time we got to the second workshop and had actors say, oh, well, no, I won't do this and I will do this and I can only be seen from my left side and
In the dark.
in the dark with the light
Veil.
with a veil and the house pitch
Right.
black. I started writing in, the actors are, I don't know what I said, but something like are making out. That means making out tongues and
Yeah.
I spell it all out.
Right.
So you can imagine, we won't name any names. I was going
we
to,
will
but I
off
couldn't think of
camera.
anybody right off the top of my head. I'll name all their names, but anyway,
Text us.
we can't. You can only imagine who would probably get to that section and
shut it down.
They'd stop reading then.
Would you hear this from their reps or from them? I mean, like,
Well, this is the current excuse. Did I say this?
No,
I hear myself saying the same thing over and over. It used to be, there used to be this sort of excuse where actors would, first of all, they're so stupid. I mean, they would, oh, I can't wait to read the script. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, thank you. And then a week later, they'd say, oh, I'm in a wedding that weekend.
it just
Girlfriend.
happened.
What, yeah, your own, Barry Manilow?
It just came up. A shotgun wedding.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're in a wedding. That's the current excuse, though. I'm
Or
in
filming a
wedding.
film.
Right.
Because a wedding you
We've
can't
heard
move.
that a lot. I guess a wedding you can't move. But they would go through all the groundwork up through reading the script. Then they'd read the script, and then they had a wedding to go to. Yeah, that happened more than
Wow.
That's the current. That's
I
the
love
excuse.
it. I have a wedding.
I have a wedding. So, and then they made these sort of obscure comments. Like. It's really. I'm just not sure I could do it, or I'm just not sure
It's right for me.
It's right for me. Well, what does
I
that
love
mean?
it. It's a great part.
Yeah. What does that mean?
It's just
too
not right for
gay
me.
for you.
It's
is
explicitly.
what
Well,
it is.
I'm explicitly gay.
You
Right.
are.
Yeah,
That's right.
Ralph
Well,
does that when he reads straight parts. He goes, I just can't. This is just too. It's just too not.
I'm explicitly
I
gay in a
can't do
straight
this.
role.
I can't do
Listen,
this.
there's a lot. I call them straight fruits.
Yeah.
There are a lot of straight men who are explicitly gay.
Yeah.
Right.
I love
That's
that,
true.
Michael.
What was that
thank
jail
you.
movie you did?
K11.
K11.
Oh,
Yes.
that Luis Moncada I work with in.
Yes.
Too. We've worked with several people from K11.
Right. Why
Several
are you
friends.
directing that to me?
Because the show is named after you.
Oh, you mean Louise?
Yeah.
Oh, he's shooting
Luis Moncada.
Marcus's movie right
Exactly,
now. Yeah,
exactly.
but we're on to Michael Kearns.
I wanted to ask you, Michael.
How was the tiger in the tank or whatever?
Tiger by the tail. Okay. Yeah.
I was supposed to go to that last night, and then on
It
the way.
was excellent. Do you know Michael Taylor Gray? Okay, Michael played your part because you were Jerry Arnold. You played the therapist.
Yeah, you're
in the
so
3D.
kind to avoid the word old during that whole description. You notice he didn't say you played the
Well, he didn't
old
bother
one.
to ask. He said to me, Jasper, you were the old criminal, right? In the second act.
Well, Michael's not old.
No,
No.
but he plays a 45-year-old therapist
Oh, okay.
in the play.
So did
The
Michael
production-
Kearns.
I'm 5 years away from that. That's not old.
So
Michael, that was only like 3 years ago. You
The
played
pro-
45.
the production was
You're
excellent.
questioning that?
I'm applauding it.
The production was great. Jules Aaron directed it.
Uh-huh.
And it was Michael was riveting. It was really well done.
Did he have a TV career?
Michael Taylor Gray.
He's done television, a lot of
Yeah.
theater.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you might know.
Webisodes as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did
okay.
that play with at the what's it called on Kings Road, the theater. It used to be the Globe
The
Playhouse.
Joan Crawford one.
He played Joan Crawford a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know his name.
He was
Yeah.
in Pretty the series and on
Yeah,
with-
because I mentioned you last night to him because I liked you so much. I saw the reading that you and Jasper did together. So when the play came about, I went to go see the play because of Michael, and Michael did such a great job, and it was fun because I had seen you do it. So when I saw Michael afterward, I just said, "Do you know Michael Kearns?" And he goes, "Yes, I do know Michael Kearns." I said, "Michael played this role in the reading a few years back."
Wow.
So yeah, but it was an interesting.
I bet he'd play explicitly gay.
Michael?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would. But interesting, Jules Aaron, the director, he directed a play I wrote. I haven't seen Jules in 15 years, and I was so hoping he was going to be there. First I was glad to see Jules is still out there doing
But wasn't
it. 'cause-
Jules at a Ovation Awards several years
He was in a
back?
wedding.
Oh, he was at a wedding.
He couldn't be there.
Well, Jules has got to be, in his 80s. God bless. I mean, amazing. God bless him. Yeah. So it would have been great to see him. But yeah, you met Frawley, the writer. Yeah, that was an. I loved working with you. I
We
thought
had
it was
fun.
great.
We
I
had
loved
fun.
working with Rick
it
Sparks.
was so much work,
I
though.
know,
They put
especially
us-
for you.
and,
You were
and
in
it was
every
like a
scene.
reading.
Yeah,
It was like
reading.
It was so staged.
sound cues, and I mean, like
I know.
you're like you're doing a reading, and you're like spending a half an hour with a shot going off, like knowing the
It
time.
was very much like a production.
yeah,
almost,
it was like a
in no
production.
time at all. Yeah. So Bang Bang opened Friday night, and I'm sure it went great.
Well, yeah, it did go great. I mean, it's all joking aside. It's a very, 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 very complicated
Right.
piece, and it's complicated because, like the movie Crash and a lot of these movies now and situations, Magnolia, I
Right.
think, where sort of lives interweave
Right.
in and out of each other's. Like these people would never necessarily be
Together.
Friends, but yeah.
just for whatever reason, circumstances, they brush up against each other. That's kind of what happens. Well, on the stage, that's very complicated to track, because you don't have visual.
Yeah.
You're following really 5 stories, and then there's sort of MC kind of cabaret, kind of a demented MC character.
Wow.
Great.
But he's great. I mean, yeah.
So, and how was it for you? Because you're the writer.
Well, I almost had a nervous breakdown.
I mean, because it's so much.
It's way too much
Right.
for anyone to have to go through, and then
But
to
now
have to
you
come
can-
here and be
Now
with
you
you
can
guys.
kind of you can sort of relax for next weekend, right? A little bit.
No, there's no relaxing.
No.
I mean, I was rewriting. I don't want to act like I was rewriting pages and pages
On stage.
Yes, I was handing
During
them
the show.
stuff
From
during
the
the
wings.
show. Could you please?
You were cutting lines as they said them.
I did cut things from Thursday's preview
Right.
to Friday.
Okay, well,
but
that
not
makes
much.
sense.
A few
Yeah.
lines,
Yeah.
just here and there, just to tighten. But it's 100. What's an hour and a half? Here we go again.
90 minutes.
It's about 90 minutes.
No intermission, right?
No
Straight
intermission.
through. I like that.
And relentless.
Yeah.
I mean, like
just from the start. You just
Wow.
pretty
go.
relentless. Pretty
Exhausting.
relentless.
Wow, it sounds really titillating.
Is it exhausting for you?
To watch
Yeah.
is horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to go
because-
to every performance?
You know what? I was thinking about that today. I had a hard time with last night watching it again 2 nights in a row. It's very wrenching. You sort of want to.
Were you ever going to be in it? I mean, is there a character you could play?
Well,
you know what I mean.
I could have played the lead about 30 years ago.
Okay, they're young. I mean,
When you were 10.
Yeah, when I was 10.
But it's interesting to hear you say. I'm sorry. Were you talking? No. Okay. It's interesting to hear you
cut his mic, please.
It's interesting to hear you say how, as you, the playwright, you know, you've done all the rewrites. You started this 18 months to 2 years ago. Even you now sitting in the audience, it's wrenching for you. I love that.
Well, now I'm watching it with other people being wrenched.
Right.
So, and it's very interesting because there's 2 black characters in the script, and one of the women, Janelle Kennedy. I don't know if you know her by name.
Janelle,
Ralph,
beautiful black.
You know Janelle.
Are you talking?
Yes.
Okay, I thought
you
so.
know Janelle.
Yeah.
He's really. I don't know.
You two, it's like Lucy
It's
and
his
Ed.
birthday. I gave him candy. I bought his ticket last night and gave him candy. God damn.
No, Janelle. I think I didn't know her last name was Kennedy. Beautiful. Did she just play Hattie and Kiss Me Kate at Pasadena Playhouse by any case?
Yeah.
Okay. But
With Barry Manilow.
with Barry-
Thank you. I've been waiting for that.
Okay, no, but go, Janelle Kennedy.
Janelle Kennedy's brilliant. Well, last night, you know, she brought a lot of family. And so, you know, that's not always a sure mix. Black sensibility and gay. Lesbian sensibility, especially when there's pretty much simulated sex. So it was really interesting for me to watch that dynamic unfurl, and they seem to really get it and understand it in that visceral way that you'd like people to get it. Like, well, you know, it's not the same thing, and it's not. I have a black daughter, and I'll be, forever banished to whatever politically incorrect school if I got this one wrong. But I'm not suggesting it's the same,
Right?
Because it isn't. However, there are entryways where you'd think that the issue of marginalization and those, the horrors that greet both of those communities on some level, that there would be some common ground. And I think there was some common ground. And so that my sense was watching a lot of these women was that they were at first like,
Yeah, you take it back.
yay. But then they just, it sort of all blurs. You don't judge the characters based on their sexuality or their degree of violence or their, you just kind of stop judging them and looking at them as very, very, very flawed, complicated people. Now, not all of them are perpetrators, by the way. Some of them are victims of violence.
What was their feedback afterwards? Did you? They walked out.
I saw them.
Get him!
You chased them down the street.
They seemed. They were all hovering around Janelle, but she. Well, first of all, I also it was heartening that she would invite all these.
Right. I'm sure she sort of told them.
I'm sure she did. I'm sure she said there's explicit peepees in.
Maybe she didn't.
Oh, that would even be better if she just
or
said.
Maybe she didn't.
Just come, enjoy.
Yeah, come enjoy.
No, good for you for
She's
writing.
pretty explicit in it herself, so it's not like it's just
just the other
gay
people.
boys
Right,
get to
right.
do
So
the
they're
explicit
watching
stuff.
her also.
They're watching her
Right.
do some pretty.
Wow, this is great, Michael.
Who is your director?
Mark
Briggelson.
Briggelson.
Okay, wanted to give a shout out.
They've worked together before. You
Yeah,
guys
I
have
just
a
wanted
good-
to make sure
We have,
give him.
and then we worked on this, well over a year.
Okay.
More like a year and a half, 18 months. Yeah.
I want to ask you. So these various characters that you've written in this article that I read, this interview, some of them are unsavory, and as a writer, how do you take yourself to that unsavory place? Everybody's journey, of course, is different. It's like, do you understand what I'm asking? Like, how do you go to that dark place?
Well, I just, I didn't necessarily do the same things that the people did, but I understand the emotions that the people felt.
Right.
So I think that's the job of any writer is to to be able to, look deeply into yourself and find yourself reflected in characters that aren't so savory. That's always been the situation. I mean, I've always written, when Intimacies was first done at Highways 26 years ago, I can remember the panic then. I mean, it was similar to a little, there wasn't a lot of panic now, but there was a little here and there, like, what happened? And I was like, this sounds familiar. And it was 26 years ago, people were worried about those characters. And now those characters look like, they'd be on the Disney Channel.
Right.
So
last weekend I got to go see Lily Tomlin in her new I can tell what she's doing is she's sort of workshopping, because it was at Morongo Casino, and it was a very scaled down thing. In fact, she made jokes a couple of times about, so I've worked all these years and I'm at Morongo. But, she basically took her characters from Intelligent Signs of Life, her Ernestine, her famous characters, but she's updated them to current issues. So it was so fascinating. Sort of when you were talking about where, like, with Intimacies, like, where characters go. But it was fascinating to watch her. One of her characters, I think it's Ernestine, she works for United Healthcare.
Oh,
the
instead of the
healthcare
phone company.
in the claims department. So she's like, hello, denied.
Oh, wow.
It was like...
Edith Ann starts her period.
Yeah, she's like, what do you think HMO stands for? Help me out? No. But, it was fascinating to watch her just... Because you always hear as writers, if the characters are strong enough, they can be put in many different situations. Oftentimes, can they stand alone on their own? And it was fascinating to watch how her characters, some of them as sort of outlandish as they are, tackling like iPhones and cell phones and nuclear war. It worked.
Wow.
Because
That's
the character is
interesting.
so specific.
Yeah, so it was fascinating.
I love Lily Tomlin.
Oh my
too.
God.
I'm amazed she's still
She's
doing it.
75.
And she's doing a TV show with Jane Fonda.
And do you know about the new show?
No.
Okay, so she's in this.
Frankie?
It's called Grace and Frankie, or Gracie and.
It's
But
Gracie.
it's Martin Sheen and Sam Waterston and Jane Fonda and Lily, and they were two married couples. I think it's Martin and Jane and Lily and Sam, and they've been friends for 40 years. Their kids have been raised together. Jane and she never particularly liked each other, but they tolerated it because the husbands were best friends. So the premiere episode, they all go out to dinner, and the husbands have a big announcement to tell them that sadly,
yes.
we're going to be leaving you, but thankfully, because we've been in love with each other for 20 years, and now we're going to be a couple. And Jane and Lily have to sort of
Navigate.
their whole life's been crushed, and they have to sort of navigate together. How are we going to?
Is it already on?
It's coming on Netflix, I think, May 9th. I mean,
Okay.
it's already shot. You can binge watch it.
Right. So
But I thought, wow, I mean, that's
There you go.
groundbreaking because they have grown
I'm sure
children.
that happens a lot.
And they have grandkids, and so back to
and
what
then
we're
all
sa-
the kids will have to respond. and-
Yeah, but to see, so she played a clip on the screen.
Oh, she did.
And she has like the sort of gray. She's kind of a hippie, like a leftover hippie with the gray extensions or whatever. And so she said she's 75, and I think Jane is 78 or
Yeah, I
79.
think
She looks
older.
amazing. I don't know.
Jane looks
the
great.
fuck
Great
her-
genetics.
Who her doctor is?
Good doctors.
Barry, you should get her call.
No, yeah,
No,
Barry.
She has a better doctor.
No,
She
I'm
has a
saying
better-
she should. Barry should
Barry
get her.
should get-
yeah.
But there's again how far we've come with TV now, and just
Well, for one thing, to have these old
oh,
characters.
and the
be-
fact that there's 4 leads that are in their
that are,
70s,
yeah, over 20.
which is fascinating. And Ralph, who predominantly plays gay characters, and Ralph is in this great position now because not only is gay in, but now everything's African American because of
So he's getting-
Empire.
You're totally in.
Well, I hope so, because you were saying the gay roles were all Chinese.
Well, they were this season. Oh yeah.
Oh, you
a lot
gotta
of
get,
Asians.
honey. If you get on Empire, I'm gonna come up and be your assistant.
Oh God, I totally want to.
I only watched the
Have
finale.
you been
and
on that?
So
No.
good.
I only watched the finale. I didn't watch the whole
It's a
season.
great show.
I
But
gotta.
it's,
what everyone
but it's
says.
even sad
Yeah.
to we have to say now finally, well, it's always been about numbers and hits. So the fact it shows that it predominantly, it's not all African American shows,
Mostly.
but yeah, the numbers are showing. Now, what else? What's next for you? I mean, you've always got something.
You know what?
happening.
I haven't answered that question yet.
Okay.
I mean, I think that I was just thinking this as I was coming here, because now the work really begins. If I want to invest in making this play go beyond these 6,
right.
it used to be that you could do 46 performances of a live theater piece without any problem.
Right.
Now to get people to come to 6 performances.
It's
and
terrible.
It's terrible.
It's art. It's this
actually,
and everything.
It's actually better to do the 6 because then everybody has to clamor to get there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, that's the strategy.
Because
And then
they'll
we'll
add everyone comes to closing weekend
Right.
for shows anyway.
Yeah, and there's just not that many people who are going to see live theater.
Right.
Exactly. And
Is
their whole
is your daughter in the business?
Yes.
Well, his daughter went to Idlewild to the wonderful School
Idlewild
of
Arts
Arts, and I've
Academy
watched
and-
her grow up. She's
yeah.
just turned into an amazing young woman.
And her wonderful documentary, right?
Yes,
Yes.
she's a
Family Like
documentary.
Mine?
A family like mine. Yeah.
We're winding down, guys.
Oh
so
my God, that
I
was
know.
so
What
the time, it
fast.
goes really fast because we have to be
I
out.
bet
on
Barry
the-
Manilow had a facelift while we did this.
Okay.
show.
We can go a little longer because they're not doing a show.
We can go a little longer.
Oh, we can. Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
We can
talk-
dish
just
some
a little
more.
bit
Yeah,
longer.
excellent. Okay, that's while we're here. Our next show, Planet Earth, is going to be on May 3rd. Join us. That's a week before Mother's Day.
And yeah,
Oh,
just
then I should be celebrated
yes,
that day.
it'll be your
Exactly.
day.
I think it should be all about me that day.
Okay, well,
But-
absolutely.
But
Yes,
I
it
wanted.
should
That's
be.
a good point. I want people to know just because I'm going to start the other show, we're
Oh,
not
that
going
you're not
to.
abandoning us?
This is the.
I
this
needed
is
therapy
our-
over that, 'cause
this is
I-
our main show.
This
I
is
have
well. This is
abandonment
why
issues.
one-on-one with Jasper can even happen. Is because
It's
of this
happening
show.
because I've told you for years I work alone, bitch.
Right.
And I
Exactly.
finally said,
Well, I'm also going to do a show called One-on-One on Me. So
No.
yeah.
One-on-one, and
I
I'm
have
on the
an
bottom.
idea.
So, fuck that. I don't even
Are
know
you
it.
top or bottom? Okay.
Are you? Is Helen Keller blind? I have a show idea for you called Boomerang with Ralph Cole Jr. We'll talk about that
I love it.
for later. But
Will you be my guest?
I
Oh,
will.
good.
Are
Thank you, Michael
kidding?
Kearns.
I want
You
you to
are-
vie for me.
Okay.
so how? So are you excited that your daughter's in the business? I mean, obviously.
Yes, I'm excited she's not an actress.
Right. Yes. Thank God.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's behind
Well,
the
she-
scenes.
She's,
Yeah.
she's smart.
writing now. Exactly.
She had
guys-
good
Unlike
grades.
some of
Yeah.
us.
Do you guys have a great relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Because it's very special, the bond. Yeah, and you surpass all those naysayers 20 years ago. Now you're like, she's winning awards, bitch, so you can fuck yourselves.
Oh.
You know, well, in a Christian way.
Well,
They said
it's-
horrible things.
When you.
Oh, when you adopted her?
Oh, there's a great
Horrible.
cover of gay.
Your friends or the media?
The media. The media is not my friends, generally speaking. Except this one station in all of America
UBN loves
and
you.
Europe.
We
That's
love you.
why I need to know how to get in here on Sunday. Is
Honey,
my
you-
only.
you
fact.
killed at UBN, okay?
No,
That's funny.
they said mean things. The gay press said, just ridiculous things like how will he get himself out of the sex clubs long enough to raise a child?
That's nice.
Like you can't have sex and be
And
a
you did
parent.
just fine.
Yeah, hello.
just
Why you
took her-
can't?
You took her with you.
I'll just bring the child with me. Fuck you. Next question. Okay.
They
Bring the parties
started.
to my house.
They started daycare at the
Take care.
Slammer.
We do this
F
wonderful
the
picture.
eagle. Okay.
That's
I
your
was
next
very
play.
innovative.
Did you get to see that?
Oh, you showed it to me the other
I know,
time.
but I don't know if you got to see the actual picture.
What is it?
It's
You.
Gay Parent Magazine
Yes, Gay Parent Magazine.
on the cover.
Gay parent?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, great. What do you think of that show? Did you ever watch that show, Transparency, with John Lithgow?
Oh, no,
not
no,
John
I know,
Lithgow,
but
Jeffrey
Jeffrey.
Tambor.
Jeffrey.
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen it. I know about it.
Sounds like you don't watch a lot of TV.
I don't.
You probably don't have time.
No, well, you know what? I have to watch acting, like when I'm
Right.
teaching,
I know.
and I have to pay
like too much.
attention. Yeah. The
too
last
much.
thing I want to do is like, I'd rather read. 'Cause
Right.
I just want to watch actors.
Now, see, Michael, that's my excuse for watching reality TV. People get upset at me, and I say all the time, no, seriously, because when you do this for a living and you're watching scripted TV and film, this is what I do. When I watch a movie now, I look and I go, oh, my God, how long were they there? And they wore those outfits. When was
Right,
lunch? Like,
right.
how hot was, how uncomfortable were they? Reality
Where did they
TV,
urinate?
like, where did they go to the bathroom? Who was fighting?
They never urinate.
That's Ralph and I. We get a job. The first thing we ask is, "What's the trailer like, and is there a bathroom? Are we sharing a bathroom? We're not.
You have issues like that? Okay.
We
Yeah,
don't like.
Jasper and I are so
we don't like
similar
public
like that.
restrooms.
No.
That's a whole other
Yeah,
therapy
that's a whole
session.
different-
Yeah.
That's another movie.
Yeah, that's another play. Okay, so who have you had sex with in Hollywood? Let's go there.
Wow.
Lately?
Yeah.
Michael, wait a second.
Chelsea lately. Oh my God. Okay.
Wait, do we have an injury here?
Oh yeah, I have a broken wrist.
I just noticed that.
You're very observant.
Wow. You had it covered up.
I
I'm
noticed it.
sort of covering it.
What
Yeah,
happened?
It's not working very well. I fell. You know, the curse of being young,
Not having
and
your glasses?
exuberant. I fell. It was just a freakish sort of fall
At
that
home?
had nothing to do. Yeah, right in front of my apartment.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with the fall as much as it had to do with the land.
Right.
And I fractured
wrist?
3 wrists,
I
3
have-
bones in
Yeah, I
my
know
wrist.
someone said it's very painful when that
Are you in
happens.
pain now?
No, it's finally abated. I think I was still in pain when I was here
Oh.
last time, but it's the last week it's gotten better.
Oh,
so,
okay,
and
good.
only one
No,
more week.
I swear I just noticed it.
No,
That's
I
why I
know.
was.
No.
I want to make
I'm
sure
good.
you're okay.
I
don't-
thought you noticed me having sex with myself or something.
Oh.
You said that, you said who's the last person you had
did I
sex
say?
with, and then you were going.
I saw this big.
And I
wooden-
thought, has he seen that I'm having sex?
Can he tell that I'm actually doing it now? Oh my god.
No, but I do have a funny story. There were 3 of us. Who was it? I shouldn't reveal.
No,
that.
you should.
And they said
Please do.
somebody said 3 of us were standing together. 3. Just say 3 middle-aged actors of a certain, demographic.
Oh,
And somebody said, "Did you say that George Maharis died?" And actor number 1 said, I had sex with him." Actor number 2 said, "I had sex with him." Actor number 3 said, "I had sex with him."
Who,
Only-
George Harris?
George Maharis.
George Maharis.
He was
Oh, wow.
notorious. He was Rock Hudson's boy toy, wasn't he?
No.
No.
No,
You
no,
were.
no. He, that's me.
Yeah.
George Maharis. I wasn't his boy toy at all.
No, I'm kidding.
George Maharis had restroom difficulties.
Oh, he.
More than one in the returning to the scene of the crime.
Like George
kind of
Michael.
like a George Michael. I
Getting
was thinking of
arrested
that.
in those days back in. Okay.
Norms on.
La Cienega?
Oh really? And they're making.
Are
they're
they
making
keeping
that
it
a
or are they
landmark.
tearing it down?
I heard they're.
They should just build that. They should just keep the bathroom.
With his
Wow.
his picture there.
I
know
think
that.
the last thing I heard was that they were going to keep it.
They're going to save it?
Because I
Okay.
thought of you and Dennis. Because
Yeah,
I
we
know
used
you
to
guys
love to go
that.
there. All the great diners are leaving
And it's
West
orange.
Hollywood.
No, I
and
love that place.
So French Market is gone, right?
I know.
Is it gone?
It's well, not yet,
It's
but
leaving.
What are
it's
they
on its way
replacing them
out.
with?
Condos.
I think French Market's going to be a boutique hotel. I read
Yeah.
online.
Wow.
Now I feel like I live in Palm Springs and I just work here now, and so when I
I know, and then you
get
commute
so,
2 hours.
But when I come
so
to West
hard being a
Oh.
homeowner, dual home.
I like Silver Lake. I like our neighborhood now. So
Yeah.
Michael,
Are you in Silver Lake,
I
too?
am. Los Feliz.
Los Feliz, Silver Lake.
Right in there.
Yeah. So was Johnny Angel.
Oh, is he over
Are
there?
you
too?
going to be
Right,
mad
right.
about Silver Lake now that we're all in Silver Lake?
No, because I'm right there too in Los Feliz with Michael as well, visiting all.
Oh,
the
you
time,
going to
so
make
fun
that?
for-
You gonna acknowledge your relationship with Michael now?
I am like part.
Are you making this official?
Oh no, I'm just
that you
partly-
guys are a couple?
I'm just partly there a lot.
Are
I
you
keep
a
hearing
Michael
about this
who?
Michael. I'm like,
My
who's this
friend Michael
Michael?
Kremen,
Oh,
who's
okay.
going to be.
Oh,
a
we got a
guest on
last
our
name
show
even.
Are
next
we
month.
making this official that you guys are a couple?
Oh no, just
Michael,
We're-
I'll
hey,
talk.
Is this
Michael,
the
I'll talk to
birthday
you later.
announcement?
yes, this is the birthday announcement. No, Michael's going to be our
Ooh.
guest next month.
Yay.
For our entertainment dish
What's
along with
happening?
Dara.
That's a little.
Little LSD for your ears.
I thought we were being
Michael,
censored
it's-
of the
No.
planet or
It's
something.
Jello time.
That's a little Cupid arrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is the time of the show they bring out the Jello. And then we go.
Good, good.
Jello shots.
Then we go to bingo. Okay, Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you. I
JW.
hardly knew I was here.
Again, the web,
Have I gotten out of my car?
The
yet?
I love what he's having.
the website for the is Highways.
Yes.
Highways, whatever.
It's on the
No.
on the screen, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
No, to order those tickets,
Yes,
please. No,
make
we've
sure
gotta-
everyone.
yeah.
And Ralph, thank you so much.
You are so
Happy
welcome.
birthday,
Thank you
Ralph.
for my gift. Yeah,
Is
thank
it
you
your
for
birthday?
that. Last Monday. Thank you, Dara.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Michael.
Dara,
Yeah,
thank you as always.
You're
Kevin,
welcome.
thanks for coming.
Thank you,
I hope we didn't scare you off.
Kevin,
JW, thank you so much.
Always my
I-
pleasure.
Planet Eartha, you've been a
I
treat.
hope I see you next week
Somewhere.
Yeah, if I would have known Ann was going, I would have jumped in there with her and went with her. I had no
Well,
idea
fuck
what day
her.
it
She
was.
She
really
didn't tell
liked
you.
it.
I'm
I
sure
think
she
went
did.
Friday.
No.
No, we love
We had
Ann.
talked about it, so.
Oh, she went opening night. Okay, that was good.
Yeah.
Opening night was
She
Friday.
really-
So I'll
yeah.
have to check that out.
She
And I
will
have.
now.
Is
Yeah.
it up on your website? Because we have your website, michaelkearns.net.
It
.net.
should be up there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Excellent.
All right, guys. Thank you
We
so
know
much.
you have a lot of choices. Thank you for listening to us, you guys.
And we'll see you on May 3rd.
Bye,
Take
Karen
care.
and Julie.
Bye.
Don't miss a minute of On the Set with Jasper Cole and get the inside scoop on everything going on behind the scenes in Hollywood.